Let's go. Come on in here. Get on in here. Let's get it. Let's go. Get on in here. 5 minute mark. Let's go. Man, I just want to thank everybody. Also, I appreciate myself and what I do. And the more and more that I appreciate myself, the more and more things happen. So I'm thankful. I know that's not my brother. Yes, it is. Malik, what's going on with you, man? I gotta get back to checking your platform. You still on that slight restriction or strike you was on? Because when I was going to your platform, the last thing I remember you doing, you had reposted the live you had done a while ago with the sister, the Scorpion sister. So nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I really appreciate you tapping in. I don't know if you heard me. I was asking, was you still on that little hiatus or that strike you was on? The last thing I remember, truthfully, that you did, you had reposted the live with the Trump and the Kamala thumbnail. That was the last thing that I recall you posting. And since you was on that little slight strike or hiatus, nothing was popping up. You know what I'm saying? Typically you'll do something on your community wall. I ain't even really been seeing nothing up there either. You see? All right, I'm definitely going check it out. You know what I mean? Honestly, bro, though, like, what's up with you, man? Like, yo, man, listen, man, like, yo, you extremely good dude. You one of the most sincerest guys that's on here. Um, you just been like real calm, you know what I'm saying? And from my perspective, like it take a lot to kind of get you like myself, kind of get you revved up and to get you going. So I don't know what happened, how you got the strike. However, I do respect this for you to get it. It's probably something you seen that you probably had to address. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I caught a strike like maybe like a year ago when COVID was around because I spoke about that. I don't know if it was actually the app or it was somebody, but I caught a strike and I had to fall back for a minute. You know what I mean? But I'm glad to see you active. Yeah, nah. I had took a break outside of me catching the strike. Before that, I took a little break, and then when I came back, I had posted a pre-recorded about that, and that set me back even further. So that year turned into like maybe like 18 months. However, though, man, I'm glad you took the break. We all need some mental, relief from being on the internet, from looking at videos and listening to things, because it could take you to and through so many different areas where it's like, you like tug of war with yourself because maybe you may kind of want to be receptive to something that you hear, or you may just want to be responsive to the person that you hear. And sometimes it can suck you in a direction you don't want to go in, or it could pull you in a direction you don't want to go in. So that's good. And also, man, like we got lives. So I just want to thank you though overall. Like, you've been there with me, you know what I'm saying? We both been there when we had a low sub count. So overall, man, thank you. And also you do you're not even from my timeline, like you from the West Coast. So for you to tap in, I appreciate it. And also I also want to thank you for not only tapping in, but you don't probably understand this or see this, but when you was posting and when you do post, I feed off of some of that energy. Like some of the things you may post, some of the things you may say, I feed off of that energy. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you for that as well, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And one last thing, when you start going back live, you know, when you drop that link, you know I'm gonna pull up, bro. You know I'm gonna do that. Like I appreciate being on your panel, building with you. You know what I'm saying? So when you start going back live, and I see it because my notifications is definitely on. I'm still subscribed to your page. Let me while we talking, let me go to my let me go to my joint. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, all right, I got you. You posted something about black fatigue. I see it. All right, bro, I got you. I'm gonna definitely go check it out. You know what I mean? I got you. Yeah, and I'm shocked you still at 796. I had sent a few people your way. I'm gonna find out if they really sub. You know, not for nothing, because you know how somebody tell you they'll sub off the strength of you, and they probably did sub. I'm not saying they did, but they probably haven't said nothing. You know what I mean? You was on that little I haters, so I'm gonna double check in with them. For sure, one of my dudes on Pothead, I'm gonna check in with him and see if he did it. And then it was the sister I sent at you, so I'm gonna see if she did it. But I'm gonna tap in with them and see if they tapped in. Yeah, you said, yeah, I need to get my money and get. Yeah, nah, bro, I'm with you. I need to get my money right too, bro. Like I definitely need to get my money right. You know what I mean? In reference to this though, you said, let me see. Yeah, my content isn't for everyone. And I was going. Nah, listen, I'm gonna give you what you gave me like a year or two ago. It ain't about who your content is for. It's about you putting out the content that you comfortable with, bro. That like it don't matter. Like I've been vibing with you for a minute. You might put out videos I might not even be able to vibe off or vibe with. That don't mean that you're not my bro. Vice versa. I'm put out videos you may not be able to vibe with. That don't mean you ain't my bro. So it's like we all got to get to that space in life. Like we always not gonna see eye to eye. That don't mean that I'm looking down at you and you looking down on me. We just might not be able to see eye to eye about something, bro. So, and that's one thing I appreciate about you. Like you posted a lot of videos that I might not have totally understood or totally been able to reciprocate the energy, but that ain't taking nothing away from you being my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just because I might not have responded or said nothing, I'm still there with you, bro. I might not have a stick in my hand or a bat in my hand or a knife in my hand or a gun in my hand, but I'm still fighting the fight with you, bro. We got to learn. Not me and you per se. I'm just saying on a whole, we got to learn how to fight the fight from different areas of the battleground, because sometimes you might be fighting from where you at, and I got to fight from where I'm at. However, people still know that we fighting together. So just because I might not be with you, like I said, on the front line, or you might not be with me on the front line, don't mean you're not fighting the fight. And also, you could be fighting the fight from a financial perspective. Like you like, yo, I'm gonna get them corporately, bro. Yo, you got to get them verbally, bro. We got somebody else that's gonna get them from an educational standpoint. You see what I'm saying? So it's so many ways to fight the fight. Like people always think we always just got to always be a huge conglomerate and fight together up front. Sometimes we got to have silent people. You know what I'm saying? That's fighting the fight. You know, and I know they there, but they fight in the quiet fight. They not saying nothing. They behind the scenes getting the LLC or getting the S Corp or getting something together. So when we need them now, they might be going to school to be a lawyer. They might be going to school to be a judge. They might be going to school to be a doctor. You see what I'm saying? But when we need them, though, they there with us and they there for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different ways to fight the fight. And notice, I'm giving you your flowers. I'm saying, you taught me what I just said. It's other ways to fight the fight. So just because me and you might not always be in each other's comment section, or we might not always talk and build the way that other people may be accustomed to us building or used to seeing us build, that don't mean that we're not brothers and we ain't on the same accord. And last but not least, more importantly, it's important for us to not always show our hand. Meaning, me and you ain't got to always show people that we still on the same page and we build it. Because if they think me and you at odds, from their perspective, they think you weaker because you ain't got many people in your corner. Same thing with me. You see what I'm saying? So if it's like, if I'm always in your chat or always saying something, they like, yo, I know that's his man, vice versa. I know that's his boy. So I got to be careful. If they don't always see us building, they're going to think we at odds. And they may say something, and now I may be like, nah, but that's still my brother, man. Like, nah, you misinterpret that video. Or nah, like, yo, you got some, misdirected information. It ain't like that. Like that brother speaks this way, but that's not directed at me, you, or nobody. That's just how he speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm not apologizing for the dude, or I'm not speaking for the dude. I'm just speaking in reference to me being able to deal with him and me having a certain understanding and a certain perspective of how that brother speak. You see what I'm saying? However, I do know maybe if you address the brother directly and not indirectly, maybe you'll see exactly where he's coming from. You know what I mean? And that's that. But a lot of times people always believe you just got to be hands-on and build with your brother or build with your sister. And I'm not saying that's not important, but that's not always the case. You see what I'm saying? Like it's different. So, and that's why I truly, all jokes aside, and I'm gonna lift up my glasses when I say this, that's why I truly appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Because you taught me that it's other ways to build. It ain't just about always attacking people from the core. You could step back and analyze things and sit back for like 3, 4, 5 months and say, okay, this is what I'm up against. And now you could build up what you need to build up and find out how to really get at the main, the main enemy in the situation. So I appreciate you for that, bro. Yeah, you said you never want to be around the same minds, be around like-minded people who might not agree, but we got exactly. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, right? We might not always agree. However, we got the same mentality. It's just a different approach. You see what I'm saying? It's like being on the same team. You could be the quarterback. Just because you don't throw me the ball every time don't mean that you don't see me open. You got to spread the wealth. You see what I'm saying? Like it's other receivers on the team. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure they get a feel for what's going on too, because you don't want them to get distracted and it's like now they're not paying attention in the huddle. You see what I'm saying? So I get that. So just because, again, the action might not be coming my way, I'm still not distracted when I get in the huddle with you, though. You ain't got to tap me and say, yo, bro, wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still know my routes at the end of the day. Vice versa. If I'm the quarterback, you still know your routes. So that's all that's important, bro. It's not about we always got to build. And for other people, like I said, for other people to see that we building, and now they know. And that's how people able to get in the middle of somebody's situation, you know what I'm saying? Intervene in somebody else's circle, you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, I know it's like 8 of them, and now they'll work on the people they believe that's the weakest out of the bunch. So they'll try to get at those 2 or 3 people, and now they'll try to distract them with deception or with money or with women or with sex or with jewelry or with materialistic items. And now they'll take those people away, and now it's like, okay, I got maybe 5 or 4 people I could work on. You know what I'm saying? And they really don't have an issue with those 5 people. They probably got an issue with like 1 or 2 of them or 1 of them. So it's like, okay, now if I could, you know what I'm saying? If I could penetrate that circle, I could get to who I really want to get at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm understanding that sometimes. And you know what, too? I was talking about that like 2, 3 lives ago. Like, when you playing chess, right? Everybody that's on the board, I understand that they're going to get knocked off the board. However, everybody can't be the king. Everybody can't be the queen. Somebody got to be a bishop. Somebody got to be a rook. Somebody got to be a knight. See, I'm learning that. If I got to be a bishop or a knight or a rook, no problem. I'm not going to look at you no way because you the king on the board. I'm not gonna be like, yo, there. I'm saying why he got to be the king. If I got to be the bishop or the knight, that my position at the moment is to protect the king. However, I have enough integrity, I have enough dignity and enough honor to respect the fact that the king is gonna go all out to look to protect me, though. You know what I'm saying? So I can't feel no way or get emotional or get selfish or get one-track minded because I'm not the king. I got to be humble and grateful, my dude, that I'm on the board. Some people ain't even on the board. So even if you're a bishop, a knight, or rook, at least you on the board. Some people ain't even on the board. No problem, man. Like I said, I'm speaking to you like that because I ain't speak to you in a minute though, Malik. Like I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? So I'm humbled that you tapped in. But since you tapped in, I wanted to send that love. Leonardo, thanks for tapping in. Leonardo, if you don't mind, subscribe to my brother Malik platform. Subscribe to my brother Malik, Leonardo. He a good dude. He's my YouTube brother. We always build, we do the right thing. Like if you enjoy my platform and you enjoy my energy and you enjoy my content, you definitely enjoy my brother Malik. You'll enjoy his platform. So if you don't mind, subscribe to his platform for me, Leo. I appreciate it. Thanks for tapping in. But yeah, Malik, I just wanted to really, because like I said, we ain't really speak to each other in a minute. So I'm understanding that, I'm learning that about that chess game. Like I said, if you the king and you on the board, if I got to be a knight, a bishop, or a rook, I'm not looking at you like why you got to be the king. Again, you gonna go out to protect me. If I got to get knocked off the board, that's just what it is. The fact of the matter is, though, the longest I can stay on the board, the longest you can move around and navigate. You know what I'm saying? And that's important, or vice versa. The longer I can move around and navigate. And that's what it's about, bro. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you build. You know what I'm saying? And again, see what I just said about the kings and the queens, some people take that personal. Everybody is not going to be able to be a king or a queen. That don't mean that you're nobody or you're less than someone else. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that. Everybody not going to be the star player on the team. But that don't mean that you're not going to be on the team or you're not going to get in the game or you're not going to have a part of the winning situation. That don't mean that. Because at the end of the day, just because, okay, let's just say I'm the knight and I get knocked off the board, that don't mean you're not going to win, though. So I look at the logic like that. You know what I'm saying? Long as the king win, it don't matter if I get knocked off the board. I got to know my position to play it. Everybody can't be Steph or LeBron or Mike or Kobe or Shaq or somebody got to set the screens. Somebody got to dive out of bounds and try to save, to save the game or whatever it take. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to come in and be the relief pitcher. Everybody can't always be what somebody else is. And that's why we having a lot of problems, because somebody trying to be what somebody else is. And by doing that, little do they know, they may be stopping themselves from being what they could be, from trying to stop somebody else from being who they are. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. And when me and you build, I always got that energy from you, though, bro. Like always. It's never been a time I never got that energy from you, though, bro. So I'm giving you your flowers. Even though this is the internet thing, I'm still going to do it, bro. I'm still going to do it, man. So I'm just thankful that you back and you doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly appreciate that. But yeah, man, like we got to learn that. What you said, my brother? Said too many cheese. Yeah, but see, again, you know why it's like that is because, like I said, when everybody see, and it's nothing wrong with everybody seeing himself as a king or queen. It's nothing wrong with that. However, it take a lot to be the king. Like you gotta know that it's going to be things that gotta come with that. It's like being a boss. You gotta know, tell somebody, yo, not for nothing, yo, I gotta let you go. You're not helping the company no more. You know what I'm saying? You're a liability. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody don't have the gumption or the integrity or honor to do that. And that could be their main, that could be their boy. That could be their brother. That could be their sister. That could be their mom, their dad, their son, their daughter. That don't have nothing to do with it. Like, yo, you're a liability to the company right now. You know what I'm saying? Or Or that person probably working hard, but it's somebody else that they probably don't think that work as hard, but they got the know-how, they got the skill, they got the attitude to become a supervisor or a manager. And that other person probably do work harder, but they don't got the skill or the talent or the know-how to become a supervisor. You see what I'm saying? So they make it, damn, the boss hating on me. That person sucking up to them. It's not that. They know what it's taking. If he like, yo, I'm gonna make you the supervisor. That person don't have no problem with telling the next person, yo, you know what, yo, you better at the night shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could thrive better at this shift right here, or you could thrive better working with these 4 or 5 people in this group setting. You know what I'm saying? Some people can see what's best for the overall situation. Some people can't see that. And ego and pride get in the way. What you saying, my brother? You got to be a good king. Not everyone has the skill to be a good king. Some people. Right. And it's like, yes, that's true about being a good king. However, though, when you're a king, it's no emotion connected to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you being a king, you might have to find you a new queen. You might have to find you some new soldiers. That don't mean that those soldiers wasn't good enough. Those soldiers just wasn't good enough to defend your throne or defend your castle. I'm gonna say that again. That don't mean no soldiers wasn't good enough. They just wasn't good enough to defend your throne or defend your castle. You see what I'm saying? And people take things like that personal. It's not that, again, it's not that they're not good soldiers. They're just not good enough to defend your throne or your castle. Same thing if you got a queen. She might not be fit for the direction you going with your empire now. It's like, you know what? In the beginning stages when I had my empire, she fit what I was doing. Now I'm going a different direction with my empire. She don't fit what I'm doing. That don't mean that you're a bad king and she a bad queen. No, she just don't fit what you're doing with your empire. But when you got a lot of ego and you got a lot of pride in the way, you don't see that. You be blindsided because you're so hurt. That's why when I deal with things and people, I always try to put logic and reason into it. So no matter what somebody's going to tell me, I'm going to base everything off logic and reason. Like, okay, there's probably the reason they said this, and there's probably the logic behind it. Even if I don't like it and don't want to hear it, that's not the point. The point is, I look at logic and reason. You know what I'm saying? And now, if it's not no logic and reason, then I'm going to reevaluate the situation. If it's logic and reason, I got to apply myself now. I can't get mad, can't get emotional, can't be judgmental. I got to be like, yo, but it's logically, it makes sense. And this is the reason behind it. It's either I apply myself or I got to peace out. Because if I stay in a situation and I'm not respecting or seeing the logic and the reason, all I'm honestly end up doing is hurting myself and then bringing down good people or messing up a good situation. You know what I'm saying? And that end up happening a lot of times. People end up messing up a good situation. You know what I mean? Because they so caught up in themselves. And if you're going to be like that, it's not wrong with that, but you got to really be to yourself. You know what I mean? You got to really literally be to yourself. And when you're going to build or you're going to deal with people, you got to be modest and sincere as possible. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't know how to be that way because people want to be liked so much. That's why I don't care about being liked. I don't care who like me. You know what I'm saying? I got to earn respect. So as long as I can earn respect, it don't matter who like me. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of people, they trying to be liked so much and they focus on being liked that they not paying attention to themselves because they want to fit in so much. And I never really detected that energy from you. Like when you post your videos, you know what I'm saying? Or you do what you do, you might not scream it, I don't care who like me, not you ain't on that. But you'll say it in the heart, be like, yo, I'm saying people don't like what I'm saying, or people don't like, I'm gonna put these facts out there. Ain't no problem though. I'm all good. And you'll keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, that is what's relevant when you're building an empire. Or that's what's relevant when you're sitting on your throne. You know what I'm saying? Or you sitting in your power, or you walking a new path, or you walking a new journey. You know what I'm saying? I ain't watched your video yet, but I was just on your community tab, and I respect what you're saying about you getting a little older, and now like you don't really want to hear loud music, like that. Don't mean that you knocking those people who play loud music. You just don't really want to hear it like that no more, and that's something that I was kicking for a minute. Like as you get older, certain things don't apply to you no more. Like I did a live stream like three, 4 lives ago talking about once you get 35 older, there's certain things that shouldn't even be amongst you no more. And that's not a knock on people who still may be doing those certain things or have that energy around them. But once you get like 35 older, certain things you gotta let go. Like, and again, that's not a knock on nobody. See, the issue is with a lot of people is that they take everything personal. Nothing with me is personal. That's why I deal with energy. That's why I say it don't matter what somebody's background is or what somebody's culture is, or what somebody's nationality is. I know what bad attitudes look like. I seen bad attitudes on white people, black people, Asian people, Spanish people. You know what I'm saying? I seen it on all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? I seen negative energy on all walks of life. I'm saying that's how I operate. I don't want nobody to agree or disagree. I just said that's how I see things. A bad attitude don't have no color. Negative energy don't have no color. You see what I'm saying? Like a thief don't have no color. White people stole from me. Black people stole from me. You see what I'm saying? Spanish people stole from me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at like, oh, well, it's only this. Nah. And again, I'm not knocking those who want that. You know me, I never knock nobody. But I'm saying I look at character. I look at dignity. I look at honor. Because it's black people out here that's honorable. It's white people out here that's honorable. It's all on your vibes. It's all on your energy. You see what I'm saying? And I had to learn that. Before, I didn't really learn that. I just was like, nah, these people like this, these people like that. I had to really learn. And once I learned, right, I love, right, but that, and you know what, brother? Peace and power to you for that. Peace and power to you for that. Because that's why you heard me saying in past videos and videos now, my silence and my peace and tranquility is priceless. Somebody offered me that. Like, you subscribe to my music channel. Thank you for that. But dog, that's why I switched up my music like that, Melon, because I didn't want to be on that no more. My peace is priceless, bro. Somebody offered me $10 million of being around noise, gossip, rumors, and drama. I turned it down, bro, because I don't need that in my life just to have money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not living great and I'm not living bad. However, if somebody right now, an older dude one time when I was locked up, he stepped to me, he was like, yo, young dude. He used to always ask me real questions, man. He said, I'm old now, I'm approaching. Right. I'm already 40 plus, so I get it. An older dude one time, Melon. And thanks for building with me, bro. I appreciate it. And salute to everybody out there. If you're new to the platform, hit that subscribe, man. Hit that. And hit that like button and tap that notification bell, which I call a doorbell. And when I go live, you look through the peephole, you see it's me, we could chill and we could build. That's what we could do. But back to what we was talking about, my dude. So it was an older brother, right? He used to always ask me questions. That's where I get all the question action from. It was an older dude. He used to always ask me things. He put me to the side. Young man, let me ask you something. So one day we was going to the mess. So he was like, yo, somebody offered you some money, right? And you could have, let's just say you could have $100 million, right? But now you know you're going to die like 50, 60 years old. Would you take that? Or would you take way less money and be living okay? You ain't struggling, but you ain't got it. You ain't got a lot of, you may have one regular car. You may be living in an apartment, but you got clean clothes. You got nice shoes. You got nice clothes on your back and you can eat. However, though, you could live to be 90, 95 years old, 80, 85 years old. What would you take? And I didn't answer it that day. I got back to him like 2 weeks later. And I was like, you know what, OG? Remember what you asked me? It was like, which question? I was like, about being older. I was like, yo, I'll take that 85, 90 years old and be living high. He was like, remember that, because you may be hit with that obstacle in your life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, I get it. And he used to always ask me real things. Yo, I'm saying, what would you do if you got beat up by black people and white people? Like, who would you look at differently, the black people or the white people? And I couldn't answer. Then one day I came back to him. I said, I would just look at the fact that I got jumped by both people. He said, so remember, you got to look at people. You can't look at their background. Just look at people. You see what I'm saying? He said, we up in here, right? Around a bunch of people that look like us. Want people that look like you bash your head in for the phone, cut you over the TV, cut you over some food or commissary? I said, yeah. He said, all right then. That don't mean that your people don't love you. You just got people that don't got love for nothing and nobody. Remember that. And that stuck with me. It's just people that don't got love for nothing and nobody. Now, if I only base it off how certain people look, that might blindside me. You know what I'm saying? And my awareness is up. That's why I love everybody equally. You know what I'm saying? Until they show me they don't love themselves equally. Like, you got to love yourself equally. You can't worry about how somebody else is going to love you first and foremost. You got to love yourself equal. You got to love yourself unconditionally, no matter what nobody tell you. Your moms, your pops, haters, family members, kids, your wifey, your husband, like, you know what I'm saying? And once you do that now you get to see a difference in life because you elevate your own mentality. Because people want you to be blindsided by what they don't think you prepared that you see coming because you wasn't aware. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't aware from somebody that you trusted to steal from you. But if you're aware that anybody can steal from you, it don't matter who they are. When they steal, you're not gonna be mad or you're not gonna be hurt. You're gonna be like, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? That, like, you're gonna put that on yourself because it's like, see, I put myself in a situation for this to happen to me. You're not gonna say, damn, why would they steal from me? That's my new. They stole from you, you get it, move on. You know what I'm saying? And elevate your energy. Ain't nothing to say about them from stealing from you. Just understand. Do the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? To do the science, do the math. Add it up. Like, I understand why I got stolen from. And it's not that you may have got stolen from because you had more than them. Sometimes people do things because they don't want to see you with something. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I just don't want to see him with it. I don't want to see her with it. It's like sometimes people be in a relationship and they be like, yo, I don't want to see him with her. I don't want to see her with him. And it's like, wow, okay, all right. That's why I don't do the if I was somebody situation and I pay attention. Why you think when you tapped in like that, bro, I was so much able to give you a quick analysis of the times we built because I know how things are on this internet. People were so inconsistent and you've been consistently you. And I appreciate that, bro. I wouldn't want you to be nobody else. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of things we might not agree upon. That don't mean you're not my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of things that I may say you might not agree upon, but I'm never going to look at you like you're not my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And just because you might have a cousin that you may have a better relationship with, that don't mean we're not brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say that again. Just because you might have a cousin that you might have a better relationship with, that don't mean we're not brothers. Or just because you got a sister that you got a better relationship than with me, that don't mean we're not brothers. The same thing you share with others, I don't anticipate you sharing them with me. That's why we have to appreciate each other for being who we are. I wouldn't want you to have the same relationship you have with other people with me. Just like I'm not going to have the same relationship with others that I have with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. And it's not because they're not you. It's just because the relationship that we build and the bond that we share, that's us. That's how we can elevate each other. You can elevate me because it's certain things about me that you're able to understand a lot better than other people. So you can say, nah, bro, nah, this, that, and that. I could be like, you know what, yo, thanks, man. And I ain't got to see it as it's coming from a place that you just on my back or you trying to tell me about me or you being disrespectful or my ego get in the way. And now it turns into a sparring match. I just be like, nah, that's my brother Melik, man. I'm happy. You know what? He even told me that. Because somebody that don't even know me on the level that he know me, even if you know me at 100%, even if you know me 5%, okay, 5. You only know me 5%, but somebody don't even know me on a 5% level. They may come and say something and they don't even know me. So at least I can get it from somebody that kind of know my situation, meaning you know my content, you know my platform. So it's like, nah, but I've been viewing this dude platform for a little minute. I don't think he meant it like that. You know what I'm saying? He probably said it with a little bit of aggression and some compassion, but I don't think he meant it like that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I said earlier in reference to you. I've been tuning in for a minute, so I know. If I hear you going in, I don't believe you going in on nobody in particular. I believe you may be going in about some content, but it's not maybe the creator of the content. It just may be about the content. And some people can't separate the two. You know what I'm saying? You may be going in about basketball, but not a team or not a player. You know what I'm saying? And some people get that misconstrued. So if you talk about just a game of basketball, but you have to talk about a particular game. So if you watching, I know you rock with the Warriors. So if you're watching the Warriors versus the Lakers, you may not be talking about players on the team. You may be talking about the overall game and the teams. But somebody that don't really know you or your content, they may think you're talking about the players. You know what I'm saying? You may have to clarify, like, nah, I'm talking about just the teams and the way the game was officiated or the way the game is being played. That's all. But somebody might not really interpret it like that because they don't have an understanding of your content. So that's why it's important when you do have somebody that has some sort of understanding of the content. And now where we at in these spaces on the internet, when that happens, some people look at it as they're being ganged upon. Definitely if it turns into a shouting match or a cursing match. That's why I don't really be doing too much cursing and all that, because some people say like, oh, they double teaming me or they cursing me out or I pulled up on their platform and now everybody ganging up on me. And that might not have been the situation or the case. But since everybody's kind of caught up now and everybody's kind of compassionate or intense about what they're talking about, it may come across like that. You see what I'm saying? So I get that. So that's why when I do speak to people, I like to speak to them on a one-on-one. Separation from the person. Separate from the person from artist. Right. What's going on, Lady J? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate it. Thanks for tapping in, Lady J. Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And what I'm explaining to you, my dude, is that I learned how to do that with content and content creators. I don't take what somebody's saying and I'm mad at them. I could ask about their content. You see what I'm saying? I could be like, yo, what you meant by that? And if they explain it, they explain it. But they don't have to explain it. But I'm not going to be upset with them about their content. It's like if you wrote a book, Melody, and you the author of that book, right? I'm not upset about you. I may be asking questions about some of the things that's entitled in your book, but I'm not questioning you as the man that you are or the person that you are. But I could be questioning some of the contents of the book. And people don't know how to do that. So it's like if me and you having a conversation about religion, for example, I might not be questioning people's religion. You know what I'm saying? I could just be questioning some of the things you're saying about whatever your religion is or whatever your religious beliefs is. But some people don't know how to be patient or they don't know how to decipher through that. So now it turns into a bigger argument or a bigger disagreement. You know what I mean? So that's why I got a new saying. I learn to listen and I listen to learn. I don't listen to react or to respond. I'm listening. Because you hear with your ear going one ear and out the other. I'm listening. That means my mind is open when I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, and another thing that I learned how to do when you're talking about separating the person from the artist, I do that with everything in life. Like, it doesn't matter who somebody vote for. They might not even like the person. They may just believe in their policies. You see what I'm saying? And another thing about that too, it's like just because somebody has authority or they're in position, they still got to get consent from constituents. So it's like, even if it's the mayor still got to go through constituents to get certain things signed off on. So even if I may disagree with something the mayor got pushed through, other people signed off on it. So I just can't attack the mayor. Other people like, nah, yo, we agree to this. You know what I'm saying? So I pay that attention. So it's like, if I'm in a boardroom meeting, right? It's me, you, Melik, and like 4 other people. That's 6 people, and they put something down, and I say, nah, that's what's up. Nah, I agree to that. Other people may think, oh, well, damn, they just don't care about everybody else. I'm saying it was agreed upon. Majority rules. Even if I dislike it, I can't really debate it. Majority rules in situations. But people don't look at things like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but it is going to be how it's going to be, man. Lady J, what's going on with you? Thanks for tapping in, sis. I'm glad you back from your vacation. I hope everything went well. Hope you was able to get a nice peace of mind. Hope you was able to enjoy some sun and just get away from life for a minute and just enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate the time away from civilization and humanity, and you enjoyed whatever you needed to enjoy. You know what I mean? I hope you did that. But yeah, Malik, so if you are still there, my brother, again, man, you know how we do. Shalom, bro. Keep doing what you do. I'm glad you back. However, though, if you need to get that peace of mind again, you do that, brother. You get you that peace of mind. And like you said, you're going into your 40s, so you're going to start prioritizing different things. And now that you're getting older, brother, once you start prioritizing different things, you're not going to be upset with people, but people are going to be upset with you because your priority shifted. You see what I'm saying? Like you said, you don't want to hear loud music. You might not want to hear loud talking. You might not want to be around the same things you was around. You might not want to be subject to certain things no more. You're going to change up your diet. You're going to just change up things. Maybe certain things that going to pop up in your algorithm. You might not want to see it, hear it no more. You see what I'm saying? So peace and power to you, bro. And whatever that you need to get for your mental health, you do that, brother. You really do that, man. But again, happy to see you back in this space and do what you got to do for your platform to grow and to elevate, man. And you always going to have a supporter in me, man. And that's 100. That's 100, bro. Lady J, you said all is well. That's good. That's good, Lady J. I'm glad everything went well. I'm glad you back safe. I'm glad everything went well with you. You know what I mean? And as you see, I was checking in when I could. And thanks for sharing, some of your vacation or just some of your movement, with the world. I'm one of the people that appreciate it. I just like to see people, first of all, feeling good. Second of all, doing good. Third of all, experiencing different things in life. Vacation time. You know what I'm saying? Enhancing their diet. Working on things in life. And I see you spending time, with your grandson. So I'm humbled. I'm appreciative that I'm one of the people you can share it with. So keep doing what you're doing, sister. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. And again, thanks for tapping in. My brother Malik, he doing this thing. Malik, you still there? Lady J, she just be sharing a lot of things she do. You know what I'm saying? Like she be gardening, she be cooking. You know what I mean? She just be having a good word sometime. She just be having good energy. You know what I'm saying? Or she do like family time sometime. So if you still in Malik, Lady J, she just be doing her thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, good energy, good vibes. She be gardening sometime. She be cooking sometime. She be spreading the good words sometime. She spend time with her grandson. So that's all. And my brother Malik is a good dude, Lady J. So if y'all don't mind, y'all can subscribe to each other on platforms. But yeah, so for everybody out there, thanks for tapping in. So to get back into what I was speaking about with my brother Malik, and again, I appreciate him for tapping in. And Lady J and whoever else out there, make sure y'all hit the like button. So at the end of the day, though, always be mindful of your surroundings. Pay attention to those amongst you, because just because people around you, everybody don't love you. Everybody don't have your interests in hand and that heart. You know what I mean? Oh, you want me to drop the link? I ain't even on the StreamYard, bro. Let me see. Do you think I could how can I keep this going and drop the link? I would love, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do, Malik? I'm going to shut this down, right? I'm going to shut this down and I'm going to drop the link for you, right? You want me to do that? Let me know before I do it, because I'll shut this down and I'll drop the link. You want me to shut this down, Malik, and drop the link? Let me know, bro. I'll definitely do it so we could build. I'm going to wait for you to respond, bro. You want me to drop the link? I'll shut this down, and I'll come back and drop the link. Let me know, bro. Because I ain't on the stream, y'all. Oh, to Lady J. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. All right, I'll do that. Let me see. Real quick, let's see. I'm doing it. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I'm gonna drop. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just drop a link to one of her videos. So therefore, you could get it. And you know what I'm gonna do too, Malik? I'm gonna go to your joint right now, and I'm gonna drop what you just did. I'm gonna drop what you just did in the chat too. So whoever tap in, they could get it. Now I got you, bro. I just did it. I dropped your joint too. So Lady J, I dropped your link for him, and I dropped this link so you could definitely go subscribe to my bro page, Malik. Yeah, nah, I know how you do. I didn't know if you wanted me to drop the link for you to come up or nah, I did it. But yeah, bro, so I'm just thankful, man, that and let me ask you this while you still there. So how you embrace it, man, like going into your 40s, man, like how you embracing that, man? Like life is different, right? Like you see things through a different lens now that you're going into your 40s, right? Oh nah, I appreciate you, bro. Like honestly, I just been trying to get these watch hours up to see what this monetization looking like, bro. Like once I get fully monetized, brothers like you, I want to pull you in, and I want to start doing like daily lives and bring brothers like you up to help you get your weight up, to help you get more subscribers and get monetized, and we can start building. We can start getting them cash apps going, and we can start getting them donations right. So now we could build a stronger platforms, and now we could be building and feeding off each other, man. And that's what I'm working on now. I got to get my watch hours up. I'm past the 1,000 subs, so now and I'm gonna keep that 100 with you. A lot of my people from the Philippines and all that, they've been helping me out. A lot of my people from Jamaica and Africa and all that, they've been sharing my lives and my videos, and that's how I got the subs I got. So now I'm just trying to get my watch hours back up. What you said, LOL, my back. Right, exactly. So now you got to move different because you got to stretch more. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to make sure you ain't stiff. You know, so you got to make sure you ain't catching arthritis, all that. So you got to switch up, man. That's why, not for nothing, I be talking about eating different. I be talking about sleeping different. I be talking about doing things different. Because once you hit 40, your body move different, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't really get it. You get a chance, Malik. I did a live about 35 or older things that we need to adjust to in our life. You get some time. Of course, I don't expect you to sit through the whole live. You get some time, man. You know, you run through it, certain little segments, and you know, let me know what you think about it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you gonna learn, man. Like your body, man. Your body gonna tell you a lot when you start touching 40, bro. Your body gonna tell you a lot because once you get there, man, like your back, your legs, your knees, you know what I'm saying? Like things before that, you wasn't getting tired. You get a little tired, a little more easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you get restless like quicker because you like, I don't really feel like dealing with much no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like once people come around you and they vibe and they energy off, you're gonna be like, yo, I'm good. And that's why for me, when I do what I do, people be thinking, I'll be tight. I'll be mad. I don't be mad. It just be like my energy level different now, man. Now I don't really be having time to be worrying about nothing, man. That's unnecessary no more. Like I want to show love and give people their flowers, but I don't really want to be caught up in nobody else's problems, nobody else's business, nobody else's situation, man. Like I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't knock nobody who do. I'm saying me. I ain't got time for none of that because, like I said, when you get older, man, you got to worry about high blood pressure, diabetes. You know what I'm saying? Like your liver, your lungs, your heart, your vision. Like it's so much, your arteries. There's so much you got to worry about when you start getting 40 and 45, at 50. There's so much you got to worry about, man. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much. Why you think a lot of times I be asking questions like, do celebrities deserve privacy? Like, I'm going to go here, bro. I'm going to ask you this. Like, you building a platform, right? On here, right? YouTube. Yeah, Lady J, health first. Like, we all building platforms. Let's just say, Malik, you blow up. You become a huge success with your platform. I know you ain't going to want people all in your business, worrying about everything you do, where you go, who you're in relationships with, your relationships, should you have kids, or whatever your relationship with your moms, or with your dad, or with your girl. Like, that's too much. And again, I don't knock those people. I just believe, because like I said, now that you subscribe to my music platform, bro, I don't rub shoulders with a lot of people with that music, bro. A lot of people. And when I used to go to studios and I had a little budget or whatever, and people was helping me do my thing, and I was rubbing shoulders with certain producers and all that, when I really seen where they stood, it gave me a different perspective. And the only reason they was able to really speak to me and build with me was because when I went, after they met me now, I'm talking about when I went back around them, they seen that I wasn't on no sweating them and being nosy. Like I gave them their space. Like I wasn't like, yo, what it's like working with this person? Yo, what it's like doing this? Yo, what it's like being in another country? I treated them like they was a regular person like me. I gave them their space. And you know what that taught me? That taught me when they got back around me, they actually conversated with me, bro. They felt comfortable being around me. You see what I'm saying? They didn't feel like they had to isolate themselves, or their security, or their bodyguards had to be like, yo, not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? If whoever ain't recording, they can't come up in the studio. Or whoever ain't doing this, they can't be around. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I understand now why they treated certain people funny. Because it's like, yo, like you too much caught up in them and not caught up in what they do. It's like you said earlier, separating the artist or the person work from the person. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You may really like their music or their movies. Or if they're an athlete, you really like how they play their sport. But yo, they still a person. And when I learned that, and when I seen that, they dealt with me differently. And that's how I ask people like, yo, I ask questions like, are celebrities able to have privacy? And I know some people may think I'm taking shots at them because people do talk about celebrities at time, or they bring up celebrities at time. No, I'm asking that because I actually rub show, even if it's somebody that may feel like ain't nobody. That's not the point. It's the point that they doing something. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't got to be like a Jay-Z or Ice Cube. It could be somebody on a way lower level. It could be, and I'm not discrediting anyone, but it could be somebody that somebody may not think that's somebody like a Papoose. They might be like, he ain't really nobody. It's the point. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody that they may think ain't nobody, like Tony Rock. It's like he ain't major like a Martin Lawrence, but he's still somebody at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? So they like, oh, I'm saying that ain't Martin Lawrence, so that's not the point. They still somebody. So people don't know if I actually rub shoulders with somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and now that I actually had a conversation with them, I see the perspective that from the outside I couldn't see before. You see what I'm saying? So it could be somebody like Sheek Louch. I could have been around him, for example. He could have been like, yo, not for nothing. Yo, like, yo, that's cool that you lay back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, even though I make music, I don't want nobody in my business. I don't want nobody documenting everything I'm doing. I don't want nobody, for example, if you do got Instagram or you do got Facebook, I don't want nobody taking pictures and posting it, bro, unless they posting it because it's love. But I don't want them posting it like they thirsty. Like, yo, look, I was around Sheek Louch today. Like, and now you're arguing with somebody, you tripping, you bragging about it. DeMar tapped in. What's going on, Carla? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? The moderator tapped in. Lady J, meet the moderator. That's my big sister right there, Carla. She helps me a lot. She helped regulate the chat. She keep things organized. She keep things the way they should be. So the moderator has, I don't say my mod because I don't own nobody. She's a moderator. She helped regulate my platform. Thanks for tapping in, Carla. I pray all is well with you. We're gonna build in a minute. So yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though, Melik. Like, and when I got that experience, it was different. It was like when I was doing little hole in the wall shows and little open mics and karaoke bars and all that. And I would see certain people that was on the rise, and I see them like say, like after everything is over now, it's like VIP, we chilling, and I got access to it. You know what I'm saying? This when I was like smoking weed back then, and I got access to it, but I wasn't all up under like, yo, can I get your autograph, yo? And I didn't have Instagram or Facebook, so I couldn't say, yo, I'm gonna put this on the gram or nothing. I wasn't eager to take a picture. You know what I'm saying? I was just eager to really find out, you know, how to make another move, like how to get linked up with this producer, or how to get linked up with this director, or how to get tapped in this studio. But I wasn't really caught up in what they was into. I was caught up in, for example, how to get the right copyrights, how to get BMI ASCAP, like how to enhance what I'm doing. And that was respected by those people that was in those situations. So that's why, or how come I be asking the questions I be asking, because I have rubbed shoulders with certain people. You see what I'm saying? And it's like I learned from those people that they don't really like that. I'm not saying all of them don't like it, but majority of them don't. Everybody don't want people knowing their business. So my question is that you blow up off this internet thing because you podcasting, and now you got 400-500 subscribers and a check mark or blue mark. You gonna want people all in your business questioning what you doing and all that? And I know the answer more likely gonna be no. So my question is, why do people be quick to do it? You know what I'm saying? Unless they putting it out there, unless such and such state, yo, I got divorced, I lost $600 million. It shouldn't really matter to us. It should only matter if what we support and it ain't right no more. So if we support somebody's music and they not right with the music, of course, we need to be concerned with that. But anything else that's not, or if they play basketball, if they're a movie star, yeah, we need to be like, damn, yo, they movies ain't right. Or now if they do get sick and they put it out there, that's different. But it's like, okay, if they got a hairstylist, for example, and they hairstylist cut their hair, if it's a dude, if it's a man, and he overlooking their shoulder and can see them texting somebody like, yo, I went to the doctor. They told me I got high blood pressure, for example. And now the hairstylist may tell somebody else out of confidentiality, but that other person go back and tell somebody else. And now it get out. So it's like I heard from somebody that heard from somebody that heard from somebody, this person got high blood pressure. They might not have told their hairstylist or their accountant or their lawyer or their gardener or their babysitter. They might have overheard them talking about it because they trust them people to, you know, to be a caretaker for their home or to oversee their money or to be a chef for them or whatever they do for that person that's in that situation. Like I said, I understand that because I have rubbed shoulders with people that's in those situations, though. Just because I'm not on here saying, yo, I know this person that's a millionaire, or I know this person that got $4 or $5 million in the bank. All that's gonna do is make people listen to me more. And I'm not worried about that. I don't have to expose what I know or who I know. If you believe it, it's gratifying. If you don't, no problem. But I'm not gonna prove who I know. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start a podcast for that. I started a podcast because I want to reach out to people and help educate people and encourage people to educate themselves. However, but I have rubbed shoulders with people in that industry world, though. And that's facts. You know what I'm saying? I could pull up pictures like, oh, damn, how you know that person? How you know that person? And it's like, but that's not going to change or solidify anything. Realist, what's going on with you, my guys? What's going on with you, bro? What's going on, bro? Thanks for tapping into the live stream. For those who don't know, man, Realist is a good dude, man. He speak about a lot of current events, but his main thing is, for everybody that's in the chat that don't know, he speak about music in particular. That's the basis of it, but he still speak about real situations and real conversation. You know what I mean? And if you looking for a real perspective now, somebody that's going to be open-minded, but give you his perspective from a real standpoint, subscribe to my dude. Subscribe to my dude, because that's what he do. That's what he do. Like I said, he's open-minded, but if you want a real perspective from his perspective, but it's real, subscribe to my dude. If you ain't worried about that, then subscribe. But if you worry, don't do it, because he's gonna do it. That's what he do. That's what he do. So he may see something, or somebody may send him something, or something may pop up on his timeline, or he definitely gonna speak about it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So if you don't mind language and all that, tap in. And I'm only doing that because, like I did with my brother Melik, I tap in to his platform. I kind of have a grasp of what he do and how he do it. However, though, I learned how to separate him from what he do. So no matter what he says and does, even if I agree or disagree, I know how to separate him from what he do. A lot of people don't know how to do that. I know how to do that. So I rock with him. I might not rock with everything he do and say, but I rock with him. So if you don't want to rock with what he says and does, I'm telling you now, don't do it. But if you want to hear his perspective, but a real perspective, and you don't mind the language, tap into my dude. Tap into my dude. Yeah, you know me, Realist. I'm gonna do that, bro, because you tapped in. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things I constantly hear you say this when I do tap in to your platform. If people want to come rock with a real one, they gotta know what to expect. And I'm also doing that, Realist, to let you know that even though, like I tell Melik, and I always tell you, I might not say something, I'm well aware of what you do, bro. I'm well aware of what you do. And you just tapped in, Realist. Let me tell you this, what me and Melik was building upon. Just because I might not always be in that comment section and tap in all the time, just like with you, with me. People don't always got to know where your love is at. People don't always got to know where your generals and your soldiers is at. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's time to go to war, they don't always need to know where your peoples is at. They don't always got to know where, the army is hiding at. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go to war, they don't always know where the napalm at. They don't always know where the detonators is at, but they hear them going off. So I just want to really let you know that I'm with you on that level. I'm just not going to always say something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's some people know, they believe they can attack you when they think they know where all your resources is at. You see what I'm saying? So that is important. That's important, because when people think they always know where your resources is at, they always think they know, or they believe they know when to attack you and where to attack you. So I just wanted to let you know that that's what me and Melik was building upon earlier, bro. So I just wanted to really, really, really tap in with you and let you know that. You know what I mean? That you always got a supporter, even if I might not always say something. I'm paying attention. So, but back to what I was saying. So a lot of times, though, when you tap in with people that's connected, you know what I'm saying, in certain areas, when it comes to things, I didn't know that. Like I said, I found that out when I started making music. I tapped in, and certain people was like, nah, but I ain't appreciating it. Now again, when it's put out there, open season. But when it ain't put out there, it's like, because like I said, somebody could be leaning over somebody's shoulder and they could see something that they texting over their phone, or they could overhear them telling somebody something. You know what I'm saying? So let me What you saying, Malik? You said, appreciate you, bro. Oh, yeah, because he tapped into the video. Yeah, nah, realist, I had to do that for you, bro. I had to do that because whoever see this on the playback, whoever tapped in now, I need them to understand that because a lot of times people don't mind tapping into other people's platform, but they just tap in because somebody else told them to or asked them to. And I appreciate that. But I want them to know exactly when they tap in, the people that I'm tapped into, what to be prepared for. And I'm also doing that so the person that I'm tapped in with, which is yourself that I was speaking about, that I'm well aware. I'm not just like subscribed or just saying I'm tapped in. I could get them a real analysis because I'm paying attention. So they could be like, nah, I ain't know what to expect. Yo, nah, I was on somebody else's platform. They told me to subscribe. I ain't know they would be cursing, or I ain't know they would be doing this. So it's like, at least if I give them some sort of analysis of what's going on, they could be like, yeah, he did tell me, though. He did kind of forewarn me what to be prepared for. You see what I'm saying? Because on my platform, I operate a certain way. I don't really be cursing or not like that. So now when they tap into somebody else, not saying they looking for the same thing, but they might not be anticipating the energy they're going to get. So I at least want to kind of hit them to the energy they're going to get so they know what to be looking out for. They know what they tapped in for. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But yeah, some people don't really get that. Some people don't believe that because people have status quo, they should be able to have privacy. I believe it's just me that because they have X amount of money in status quo, they should have a lot more privacy. You know what I'm saying? Because they have status quo. Like, because they got the money now and they got, so their family won't be, might not be subject to my family may be subject to. My kids and other people still could be out in public and nobody ain't gonna really be saying nothing. But other people that kind of got it, they out there in the public eye. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? They subject to people maybe wanting to harm them and get at them for what they got a little bit easier because people know status quo, so to speak. Like I said, that's just my perspective. That's my approach on it. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. So that's why I try to protect my energy when it comes to that because I know I'm a private person. You know what I mean? I'm going to put out what I know that when I put it out, if it's questioned, more than likely I can answer it. But I don't want to put something out there that more than likely I don't want to answer or I can't answer. And I'm not saying I owe anybody explanations or answers, no, because I don't care what people think. However, I'm not going to put something out there that I'm not ready to answer or I'm not ready to deal with at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't post too much of my personal situation on here. Because now, you know, when you do that and now you get at odds with somebody, they're going to try to use something that you put out there against you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just dealing with you on an up and up. And I like to deal with people on an up and up. You know what I'm saying? It builds for better integrity. It builds for better morals. It builds for better values. And like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying, when me and Malik was building in the beginning, I learned how to separate people from what they do. So it's like just because somebody a janitor, that's what they do. That's not who they is. You know what I'm saying? That's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody play basketball, that's just what they do. That's not who they, who they is. You know what I'm saying? So, but some people don't do that. Some people base what people do. That's just who they is. I don't do that. I allow people to show me who they are, and I separate what they do. That ain't, from my perspective anyway, that ain't who they are. That's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like that, nah. So if I work with somebody, for example, they do maintenance. Okay, that ain't who they is. You know what I'm saying? They just do that. That's what they do for a living. Or if they're a teacher, that's what they do for a living. Now that they're not at work, I don't anticipate them not being at work and still be teaching. Nah. That's what they do. I know how to separate that. Some people don't know how to separate it. That's why we have so many quarrels in life now. Just because somebody, like I said earlier, is a mayor, okay, they got to run a city. That don't mean that, okay, outside of them being the mayor, I really don't know the type of person that they are. So I can't really say because maybe they can't run a city that they can't run a household. I can't speculate that. I can't do that. I would be assuming that. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody is a governor, I can't assume because they can't run a state that they can't maintain a bank account like that. I can't assume that. So I learned how to separate. You know what I'm saying? Now I appreciate you, bro. I really do. Thanks. I appreciate you too, Lady J. And again, Malik, I'm giving you your flowers because building with you, bro, I learned how to do that. I learned how to do that building with you, though, bro. So I learned how to separate what people do from who they are. So that's why when people do things, I don't take nothing personal, because just because they saying something, they may see it that way, but that they not on it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they not, they're not on it like that. That, in real, I'm not even gonna say in real life. Just because somebody's doing something, that don't mean that's who they are. That's who they are as a person. That's what I'm saying. I have to find that out. Somebody could be a good person with their coworkers, but they could be a bad person with their family. And they could be a good person with their family and be a bad coworker. You know what I'm saying? They could be a bad person in public and be a good person in private. I don't know. They could be a good person in private and be a good person in public. So I can't really do that. Like, I don't know. Until I really get to know them, I'm just going to go off what I've seen them do. And I'm just going to look at what they do and separate who they are. I'm not going to say, well, they doing this. They got to be doing that too. Nah, I'm not going to do that, because now I can make an ass out of myself. I could be looked at as the idiot in that situation, because just because they doing something that, you know what I'm saying? That, no, I can't assume that. That's why I don't do it with religion either. Because I believe in God. Somebody else believes in God, but I'm not going to question their religious beliefs, because that's going to make us clash. And now they could look at like I'm questioning them believing in God. I believe in God. I don't have to be a Christian to do that. I don't have to be Muslim to do that. I don't have to be Buddhist to do that. I don't have to be Pentecostal to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to be Catholic to do it. You know what I'm saying? I just do it. So it's like that. But some people do that. Some people don't know how to separate nothing. They bunch everything up together. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody got multiple children by different women or different men. I mean, just because she got 2 baby fathers, that don't mean she moving the same way with both her baby daddies. Just because he got 2 baby mothers, that don't mean he moving the same way with both his baby mamas. I can't speculate that. Just because he might be more open-minded with one kid, he might not be open-minded with the other kid. I can't speculate that. Just because he take this kid to Great Adventure and buy them sneakers and shoes and take them to school, he might not do that with his other kid, or she might not do that with the other kid. I'm assuming that. So I can't bunch everything up together. That's why a lot of people have arguments. That's why a lot of people have fights, because they bunch everything up together. Somebody may get invited to somebody's apartment or somebody's house or somebody's home. And just because that particular day they didn't clean up, you can't speculate that they dirty. You might have caught them on a laundry day. You might have caught them rushing out that day. You can't just speculate and say, nah, their crib was dirty that day. They dirty every day. You're assuming that. You speculating that. So I learned how to separate things, because nobody's perfect, right? So I can't speculate and say, okay, nah, if they dirty, they dirty every day. I could be assuming that. You know what I'm saying? I could catch somebody and they could buy lunch every day. This day they might have been rushing and left their lunch money on their coffee table. And they see me like, yo, you can spare $2-3, give me a slice of pizza. I can't speculate that they broke. I can't speculate that they bumming it or they less fortunate. They could have been rushing that day. But when you bunch everything together, you paint one picture of a person. I don't do that. That's why I don't like to listen to what other people's perspective is about someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm look at it like, all right, that's okay. But some people, that's what they do. They just gonna blame someone else. for something and not look at everything else. That's why I don't have problems with people. I look at circumstances and situations, not people. Because like I said, I could build with you, Malik. I could build with Willis. I could build with Lady J. I could build. And then somebody may not like something you said and did, and they might want to convince me. I'm saying, I know Malik your boy, but I'm saying he wrong for saying this. It's like, okay, I don't say it like that. And okay, even if he was wrong, okay, I'm gonna grant you that. I'm gonna say he was wrong, but that don't make him a bad person. He could have been wrong about that. But now you're trying to paint him as a bad, or you're trying to paint her as a bad person. Okay, I could be wrong about something. That don't make me a bad person. And I could be right about something, and that don't make me a good person. But people bunch everything up. So I don't have the knack to want to be right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? I got the knack to want to learn. I also have the knack to want to teach. Teaching and learning don't make you right or wrong. That's why knowledge is infinite. Knowledge keep going and growing. But when you come into a situation, I know I'm right, or I know that person wrong, okay, now you're looking to prove something. I'm not proving anything. Because like I said earlier, Malik and Lady J, okay, Malik might be the king. Lady J might be the queen. I might have to be a rook or the bishop or the knight. Malik might be like, yo, you my dude, not for nothing, yo. You ain't fit to be a king. You need to be the knight. Go guard the gate. Now, I can't let the pawn tell me, oh, how you going to tell him go let you guard the gate? You know what? You ain't even on your post. If you was on your post, you wouldn't know he told me to go watch the gate. Get to your post. See, you ain't even on your post. I could get my head taken off and ain't nobody defending Malik or ain't nobody defending Lady J. Get back to your post. And that's what happened a lot of times. Like you said earlier about it's a lot of chiefs and no Indians. So if you telling me, yo, you go man the gate, and that other person now they got to be in front of that gate, which is the fence. Now if he ain't at the fence, but he worried about you telling me to go to the gate, look, we ain't got no defense in place because, like you said, everybody want to be a chief and no Indians. So now you got to go. So now I got to go man the gate. He supposed to be in front of the gate. He supposed to be there waiting for me to have his back. But if he watching me, as I gotta listen to you, ain't nobody watching the gate. So now we can get infiltrated. And that's how people's situations end up getting infiltrated because everybody think they can sit in at the boardroom meeting. Somebody got to answer the phone and take the calls. That don't make you less than other people. But some people think that, well, I got to take the calls. Somebody got to do it. You in position, you doing something. You taking the calls. You might think it's nothing. You actually involved. You're taking the calls. You know what I'm saying? But if you looking at it like, nah, I don't want to take no calls, you ain't even in position. You know what I'm saying? You ain't in position. And that's what hurt a lot of people. They're not in position. What you said, Malik? We should be able to disagree. It's right. And I love that, the fact that a lot of us should disagree. Like I said, you're going to say things that I disagree with. That don't mean you're not my brother. Lady J going to say things I disagree with. That don't mean she's not my sister. Honestly, Malik, if you agree with everything I say and I agree with everything you say, we ain't got a real bond as brothers because we become a yes men in one another. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like, nah, Malik, my brother, I disagree with that dude. He like, nah, yo, that's my brother. It got that, Latif Jar's podcast, but I disagree with that. And I'll be like, all right, no problem. You disagree. I respect that. That's cool, bro. And sometimes when you disagree, you might not have feedback. You might just disagree with it. It ain't always because you disagree. Okay, what you disagree with, it's like you just disagree. It's like I might want to wear a green suit. You might want to wear a black suit. It's like, yo, okay, you disagree with my green suit. I may disagree with your black suit. That don't mean that your black suit ain't fly. That don't mean that my green suit ain't fly. You just disagree with me wearing green. That's all. That's all. We need to showcase more love toward our people. Who else will? Nobody can. Love us. Yeah, but see, the thing with that is that when you do that, right? And that's why what you said earlier was so key. the disagreeing part, the ego is so fragile nowadays. The ego is so fragile, and we so connected to things that have our egos fragile. We don't get it. Meaning, we connected to movies, sports, music that have our ego so fragile. Like I said, everybody want to be number one. What happened when that number get done? That's why I said somebody got to answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't sit at the table at the board meeting. You could be the person that set up the board meeting. You could be like, yo, the board meeting is at 11 o'clock. Be there at 10:45. This is how you're supposed to dress. This is what we having for refreshments. This is what we having at the brunch. You set everything up. You're a part of it. You just think that you're not because you're not initially being seen. Everybody can't be seen. Some people got to be heard. Everybody can't be heard. Some people got to be seen. See, I take that perspective with everything because I've been through every scenario. I was in the streets. I was hustling. I hustled for people, and then I got my own work. I got locked up. I had to fight. I had to fight against the police. I had to fight against gang members. I had to fight for myself. So I get it. But once I understood that, I had to really have my own back before I could look at other people that have my back. It gave me a different perspective. And like I said, I had to separate people from what they actually did. Like I separated the COs from them being people. I'm like, yo, but they still trying to get home to their family. You know what I'm saying? Unless they literally trying to show me harm, then ain't no problem. But if they trying to show me harm, it's all out war. I don't care about them getting back to their family. But if they really just doing their job, nah. Because if I was doing my job, I wouldn't want nobody to stop me from doing my job. Because I'm just trying to do my job and go home. If my job may get some people upset, I get that. But that don't mean that I'm trying to get them upset, my position or my occupation. So it's like, for instance, if I work at a supermarket and my job is to keep the parking lot clean and clear, the person that may have to live in that parking lot or whatever they hustle is in the parking lot, escorting people back to their car. But my job is to say, yo, my man, I ain't saying you can't help people to their car, but I got to keep this parking lot clear, my man. They may be like, yo, you an Uncle Tom. What you mean? Bro, I'm just doing my job. I ain't come out here cursing at you, disrespecting you. I told you, if it was up to me, bro, you can escort people back to their car with their bags or with their groceries or whatever. But my job title states I got to keep the parking lot clear, brother or sister. Now, if they ego get in the way, that ain't my bad. You know what I'm saying? But some people take like, oh, this Uncle Tom, he don't want to buy the parking lot. Yeah, like own this. I don't know, I can like anything. My job title states I got to keep the parking lot clear. I signed up to get paid to keep the parking lot clear. I didn't sign up to get paid to run you out the parking lot. Now you can get mad at me. But I signed up to keep the parking lot clear. Somebody got to do it. I fit the criteria for that. I'm not trying to push you out the parking lot. I don't think you're a bad person. I don't even believe what you're doing is wrong. You trying to find a loophole to get you some money. I respect that. It's just at the end of the day, it's clashing with the way that I got to get this money. And I'm not trying to stop you, but I signed up for this. You know what I'm saying? If I could find a way for you to get this done without it clashing with me and the way I'm going to eat, let's make it work. But us arguing about it, I ain't going to eat, you ain't going to eat. Now we both starving. Of course we going to have problems because you thinking about how you going to eat and I'm thinking about how I'm going to eat. You know what I'm saying? And people don't look at it like they look at it like with only the way they see it. I got to see it from somebody else's perspective too, though. I have to do that. And I'm keeping all the way 100 with everybody. I don't want to do that, but I don't have no choice. I don't have no choice. I got to see it from their perspective too. It's like when I'm on the road driving, I ain't the only person on the road. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be mindful of that. I ain't the only person trying to get to the toll, to pay the toll or to get to the easy pass. Somebody else trying to do it. I gotta be mindful. Somebody else got to go to the ATM. Somebody else got to get online to whatever to do to get their money out the bank. I got to be mindful. So whatever that person signed up for, they got to get it done. And it might affect me, but that don't mean that they want it to affect me. Like, you know what I'm saying? They might not want it to affect me, but Like, what could I do? It's a lot going on right now with Congress, right? And I want to stress this. I want to stress this to everybody. It's a lot going on with Congress. They cutting a lot of various different things. It could affect me, some of my loved ones, but I'm not saying they personally doing it to affect me and my loved ones, though. I got the right to be upset if they like, yo, I'm cutting this to stop your family from eating. They not personally doing it to me or my family. However, it could affect me and my family. It could, and it may, and it might. But that don't mean they doing it for those particular reasons. Since I see that clearer, I can't take those cuts personal, and it can affect me or my family. It might see me or my family homeless or without Medicaid or without Medicare, or it could take food out of somebody's mouth that I love or food out of my mouth. But that don't mean they personally want to take food out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Since I got a better perspective, I see that. It's like I said, Melik, you running a corporation, bro. You got to make layoffs because some of the people that's at the company now, they're a liability. It don't mean that they don't know how to do the job. It's just that what you hired them to do, they can't get that done no more. You're losing money. And from their perspective, you're a bad person because you got to lay them off. And now you might have put me in position to be the supervisor like, yo, man, you got to tell them we don't need them no more. You hired me because you know I'm not going to hold no punches. Yo, thank you for what you contribute to this company. But right now, we got some budget cuts. Yo, we got to let you go. However, when the company get back to where it was at, we'll give you a call. And if you still want to work for this company, we'll be more than loving to have you back on board. They might be like, oh, y'all used me for all the year, yada, yada, yada. And it's not that we used them. We got cuts we got to make. So if you got $100 million budget and now you exceeded that budget is at $140 million. Okay, you got to cut people off to get it back under that $140. You don't want to do it, but so you're supposed to lose your business? You're supposed to lose your business to keep these people happy? You're not gonna lose your business. And you might have to cut me off as a manager or supervisor. Or if you don't got to cut me off, you might have to cut back on my hours. You might be like, look, yo, you was working 10 hours, yo, you got to work 6 now. You're a very good manager, you're a very good supervisor, but you can't work 10 no more. Or you can't do no more overtime, but I still need you. You know what I'm saying? Now that's up to my ego and my pride to tell me, yo, Melik a hater or Lady J a hater. It's not that. You got to think about your situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you got somewhere to stay, you got an apartment, and your rent is, just hypothetically speaking, somebody's rent could be $2,200 a month. And now they got light and gas, and they're like, yo, you probably can help your brother or your sister. Now they got cut back hours on their job. And it's like, okay, you could work with that in the beginning, but now they don't got no job. You probably like, yo, you can stay here, but now you probably can't buy them food. So it's like, yo, you ain't got to get out, but I can't buy you no more food. It's like, damn, it's like I can stay here. Damn, I can't eat nothing. I barely could eat because I got it now. I got to foot all the bills. I got to pay the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill. And then I got to wash my own clothes. I got to pay my car note. I got to pay car fee to get to work. You ain't telling them they got to go, but now you might can't do the things that you used to do. If it was cable in the crib, you might got to cut the cable off. If you had Wi-Fi, you might got to cut the Wi-Fi off. But they just looking at what you cutting back on and not thinking about the overall situation. And again, do I agree with it? No. But do I respect it? Yes. I'm going to say it again. Do I agree with it? Never that. Do I respect it? Yes, because I was in that situation. I was in a situation where I was living with people and things had to get cut back. And I was looked at as the villain. And I accept that because it's like, but if I don't do it, we're going to lose everything. So if we're in a situation and it's like, yo, I got to cut back on certain things we do. If not, we're going to lose this apartment, hypothetically speaking. So if I don't cut back on the bad spending habits, we're going to be outside and we can't keep clothes outside. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to cook outside. You ain't going to be able to duck the rain. You ain't going to be able to duck the snow. You ain't going to be able to duck the humidity. We outside. But when people don't know how to separate nothing, nah, you just a bad person. What? Hold on. How? I'm doing everything in my power to keep this going right. And it just so happened that the people that's in position now, if that's what they got to do. Same thing, like I said, if you on a lease, if me and you on a lease, Malik, together, and it's like now I'm sick and I can't get the same amount of money I was getting. And now I can't do everything I was doing. And now you got to step up more. Your rules might be different from mine. You might be telling people, yo, I'm saying, when it was me and my brother together, okay, he allowed y'all to stay here till 12 o'clock. I don't want nobody staying here till 12 o'clock no more. Y'all got to leave at 10 o'clock. I want people washing their hands before they go in the refrigerator. They may look at you as a hater. They may look at you as selfish. Your rules ain't my rules. And since me and you now, we not on the same page no more because I'm sick now. So it's like you got to take more of a lead role. So people may get upset with you. Does that make you a bad person? No. You're going to do what you believe is best to keep the situation moving forward. And a lot of people don't like to appreciate that. So what they do, they get in their ego and their pride and they get upset. That's what they do. That's what goes on in relationships. So I got a kid with somebody, right? I tell the mother, yo, I don't want my son going to sleep at 11 o'clock on school nights. She may let him stay up to 11:30. Now I'm arguing. And she may say, this is my son. I can do what I want. I may leave and take off. She may not go back and say, yo, he took off. He left because I said my son can stay up to 11:30. Somebody might not say, but you said that's your son. I thought that was y'all's son together. And if you feel like you want to dictate like that, I can't be mad at you. I don't think he's mad at you, but he decided to take off. If he wrong for that, he wrong. But you also got to look at, you decided to take more of a dominant role. Somebody got to take the back seat. Both people can't be dominant in a situation. And some people can't respect that and appreciate that. That's why relationships ain't working. Because if you want to be dominant, then your woman got to take a step back. And if your woman want to be dominant, then a man got to take a step back. Both people can't dominate the situation. Somebody got to abide by rules. Somebody. That don't make that person less of who they are. People look at it like that. Like I said, when you becoming a better you, I came from the bottom of the ocean, and I'm climbing up the mountain. When I look down at I'm not looking down at people. I'm looking down on the old me because I don't want to be the old me no more. Some people can't accept that. Malik, you ascending. Like you said, you going into your 40s. So you ascending to be a new you. Some people that knew the old you, now that you ascended to a new you, you're going to be looking back at your old self like, I don't want to be that no more. So from that perspective, you may be switching up on them. What they should be thankful for and giving you your flowers for is that you're becoming a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did earlier. I'm giving you your flowers because you're becoming a better version of yourself. And that version of yourself, it don't matter if I like it, love it, or hate it. It don't matter. That's the version that's best for Malik. That's why people have issues. See how I broke that down? It don't matter if I like it, love it, or hate it. You becoming the best version for yourself. Lady J is becoming a better version for herself. Whoever don't like that so you got to become a better version for yourself. And when you start to do that, you got to cut people out. You got to cut people off. You know what I'm saying? And you really my brother through this internet thing. But since you my brother through this internet thing, bro, I only want what's best for you and what's best for you, even if you got to cut me out your life. Shalom, bro. You know what's best for you. If I'm included in that, thank you, brother. If I'm not, stay strong, my guy. Because the stronger you are, the better you're going to be for you. You know what I'm saying? The stronger you are, the better you're going to be for you. I don't need you to be strong for me. You could be strong with me, just like I could be strong with you. But I can't be strong for you. I could be strong with you, though. That make us stronger together. But if you ain't strong on your own, it don't matter how much strength I bring. So I need you to be strong for you. So now when you strong for you and I come in the picture, look what we're going to do together. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to work on, being stronger for ourselves. But we got so many other people that we trying to cater to and worry about their ego and what they think. It's relevant, but what we think is way more important. It's relevant, it is, but what we think is way more important. What you gonna do, Malik, is way more important. What Lady J gonna do, or Villis, or Carl, or whoever, it's way more important, man. So I'm not gonna say, okay, Congress is doing a good job or a bad job. I gotta let it play out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they up to. I just see they saying they making cuts. I don't know who's gonna be affected by these cuts. I don't know that. That's like I'm living in an apartment complex and they go up on the rent. Of course, I don't want them to go up on the rent, but it's a reason they doing it. It's a reason they going up on the rent. Now, am I going to just be upset, or am I going to look into them? Am I going to go to management and say, why are you going up on the rent? Now, if what they telling me, if it suffices and I agree with it, I agree with it. If I don't, I don't. I got two options: apply myself or move. Ain't nothing else I could do. I just apply myself or I can move. That's that. But arguing with them and going back and forth, they still gonna go up on the rent. Being upset at the cuts they making, they still gonna make the cuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I might not like the majority, if majority of people get on the internet and do something I don't like, and everybody else is doing it, it's either I'm gonna ignore it or I'm gonna let it get the best of me. More than likely, I'm gonna ignore it, unless it's something that's detrimental to older people or kids. Like I did a live the other day talking about pranks. That affects kids. Kids shouldn't be following TikToks, drinking soap powder and all that. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be following older, younger women that's like 18, 22, 25 and putting skincare products on their face and they 8 and 10 years old and it could deteriorate their skin. They shouldn't be doing that. Things like that. But I'm not going to speak down on people. No, I'm going to speak up to people so they could do better for other people, because you don't know who's watching you. And that's another thing about decision making. That's why I don't be doing certain things, because I don't know who's watching me. And it's not that that's relevant or important. It just matters. I'm going to say it again. It's not that that's relevant or it's important. It just matters because you don't know who's watching you. You don't. So that's why things happen so much. People like, why does this happen to me? Because you don't know watching you. And you could say something that is not intended to harm, hurt, inflict pain, but people are so sensitive because they're not into themselves. They're looking for validation from other people. I don't need nobody to validate me. I don't. It's times. This is one of the most active live streams I had in months, but I still been going live. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for the people that's there. If they're not there, it's still going to be love regardless. All they're doing is showing the people that might be tapping in how the love works. It's like, oh, damn, it's okay. It's live active today. However, me paying attention. Let me drop some more jewels now about those live streams. The reason why it don't matter if I have one person or a million people is because it's like when we went to school, Melik. I'm thankful you're still there, my brother. It's like when we went to school, Melik. When we was in school, you probably wasn't in tune with the message, Melik, and you wanted to get all the information from the teacher. But the more students in the class, the less we could pay attention, because we got our classmates talking to us. We looking at the chicks that look good. We got the other students that's blowing spitballs, distracting the teacher. She can't teach the lesson because they distracting. We got the chicks we looking at. Then we got the other classmates talking to us because the teacher got too much going on. So now it's hard for him to really get the lesson out there. So it's like I look at live streams like that. So if this live was lit with 30, 40 people, I have 5 or 6 people just in here hating on other people in the chat. So now I gotta get the moderators to regulate them. Then I gotta still communicate with you, Lady J, and other people that know what it is. Just like if I'm in your chat, Melik, or I'm in Lady J chat, I know me and your relationship, so I don't have to holler at the people that's trolling in your chat because I know they trying to distract you, bro. Unless you tell me, yo, get on that, I'm paying attention to you, bro. I'm paying attention straight ahead because that's what happens. That happened when I was in school. That's going on the internet. You could be on here dropping nothing but jewels, Melik, but you got trolls in the chat now. You know what I'm saying? And now those trolls just want to distract you. It's like you gotta be like, hold on, y'all. Yo, hold on, bro. What you doing in my chat? Yo, hold on, sis, what you doing in my chat? Yo, chill, fall back. That's what they want. They want you to stop doing what you're doing, get them attention, and distract you from the lesson at hand. And that's what happens a lot of time with us. We get distracted because people, when they doing what they doing, ain't no lesson. And I'm not taking shots at nobody, but it ain't no lesson. They ain't teaching nothing. They ain't building. So since they ain't building, when they get with you, they want to destroy. And once they see they could distract you, they got you. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I learned about the live streams and the chats, because somebody can have 1 million+ subscribers and they go live and they don't even got 100,000 people in their live, and that's only 10% of their audience. So Malik, I don't care if you got 5 subscribers or you got 500,000, bro. It's about the engagement, bro. When you go live, you see you drop that link, I pull up on my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you at that barbecue. I'm not pulling up for the food. I'm pulling up for the conversation. I know I could eat. I know I could get something to drink. I know I could use the bathroom. Thanks, Malik. But what you was talking about though, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that again. I know I could get a hot dog. I know I could get a burger. I know I could get something to drink. I know I could use the bathroom. I'm gonna wipe my feet when I step in your house and all that. But I'm here for the education, bro. I'm here to build with my brother. You know what I'm saying? I know that, but I'm trying to build with my dude, man. That's it. So that's why you drop the link. I pulls up, bro. Because you gonna feed me. You put things on your post. You put things on your community wall. That's the hot dogs. That's the hamburgers. That's the water. That's the juice. That's the soda. See what I'm saying? You're gonna do that. But when you drop that link, I need that convo, bro. I need that. I need to listen to my brother's spirit. I need to hear where he coming from the soul. You know what I'm saying? I need to intertwine with his vibes and his energy. So now when I do what I do, that energy can rub off. So like I said, sometimes you may come across as intense or compassionate. I know you ain't upset. People that don't know you gonna think that. People that ain't tuning into your programming, they gonna think that. That's why it's important when you tap in, you really see the perspective. That's why when I tap in, even if I don't say nothing, I'm listening. And not only am I listening, I'll go back on some of your older content so I can further evaluate where you're coming from. See, some people just gravitate to what they like. Now I'm gravitating to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you building a car, you may come to me for the engine. That's great. But if I can gravitate to the type of car you build, I know, all right, yo, Malik, I'm saying not for nothing. Yo, our boy over there, he got the tires. That'll fit perfect on your car. Our boy over there, he got the engines. That'll fit perfect in this right here. That'll go right perfect inside next to the motor, next to the carburetor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you building a car. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm just like, all right, yeah, now he came to me for the motor, I'm thankful for that. Nah, bro, you're going to need an engine. You're going to need a carburetor. You're going to need a transmission. You building the body. You got the windows. You got the steering wheel. That's excellent. But there's other parts that go to the car. But if everybody just hating and criticizing your car, how's it going to get on the road? And then when you get on the road, everybody criticizing it. Nobody want to test drive it, nothing. They just like, all right, you building it. You ain't going to have time to test drive it. You got to keep building. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep the blueprint going. You the architect. That's how this works. But if everybody just criticizing you, how you going to get it off the ground? It ain't going to work. If you're a producer, right, and you make beats, and I like your beats, but I'm saying it don't matter if I like your beat. I got to say the right thing, and I also got to promote your beats. I got to be like, yo, nah, yo, you know what? Yo, my boy Malik is a dope producer. Yo, you don't believe it? All right, yo, I got a song I'm jumping. I got a song I'm going to do 1-inch tracks. You got a hook? Just to show you for a minute, not to prove nothing to you, but to show you that your production means something. Look, I got such and such on the hook now. And that'll make you get back in the lab and, all right, yeah, let me get to work. So if they do come back, I got more to add on to it. You know what I'm saying? That'll inspire you to keep it moving, not to be stuck on what people ain't saying. I don't be stuck on what people ain't saying, because that's the naysayers. Like, oh, no, you ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. You ain't monetized. So nobody you sub to, they ain't got 100,000 views. It's like, all right, no problem. Like, I look at it like this too, Malik and Lady J and whoever else out there. Honestly, Malik, I'm going to drop a jewel for you, my dude. And I do this too because you gave me the Denzel, Malik. That's to show you I be paying attention to you too, bro. It's not about how many views you got. It's about who view your content, bro. It's not about how many likes you get. It's about who like it, bro. That's what I pay attention to. I could have 10 views. I know out of those 10 views, 5 important people viewed that thing that got 10 views. If it got 4 likes, 4 important people like that. That's what mattered to me, bro. Because 40 likes could be 20 haters, 10 naysayers, 5 people just being nosy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's who, but with those people who sincerely tapping in, I know who's who. You know what I mean? When I tap in with you, I know I'm gonna listen to what you got going on. I'm gonna pay attention. I ain't gonna just be like, all right, yo, salute, bro. Like, now I'm gonna listen. That's why when you do certain things, I can tell you what you said. Realists do certain things, I can tell him what he said because I'm paying attention. Lady J doing certain things, why you think when she tapped in, I'm like, yo, congrats on your little vacation, little hiatus you took. Yo, that's what's up. Look, you tapped in, yo, bro. You back. I know you was on a little hiatus. I don't know if you had a strike. I didn't really know what it was, but I know you fell back for a minute. And I was paying attention to that. So I'm thankful you back. However, though, if you back, and now that you back, you got to be in the right headspace to be back, though. That's what's more important to me than you actually being back, because you got to be in the right headspace. Because we can't let now togetherness, we can't let this internet thing get you out of character. We can't let the naysayers get you out of character. That don't mean yelling, screaming, cursing. No, that means you not on target with your content and with your concepts. That's what people got to understand. It's not about the yelling, the screaming, the cursing, the going back and forth. No, people get you off for your content and your concepts. I'm staying on my content and my concepts. I'm not going to let the naysayers take me off of that. They're going to try their best to do that. That's what people do. It's like a basketball player. Don't let them get you from doing what you do. If you put your head down and drive to the basket, do that. Don't shoot threes like Steph. That's what he do. Play your game. Do what worked for you. Do what's effective for you. Don't let the naysayers come in and switch your game up. How they switch your game up? If they're not trolling and attacking, people comparing themselves to other people. The numbers, okay, well, they talked about this. They got 10,000 views in 2 days. It's like, you don't need that, because what happened when you stop doing what they want you to do? Now they're going to be in your comment section, talking crap, trolling. But if you stay on what you're doing, they ain't got no choice but to concede to it, because they're going to be like, you know what? Whether I like his or her content, I got to respect it. This is what they do. That's the bottom line. You do what you do. That's why I'm subscribed to you. And now that I'm subscribed, I appreciate it. See, I gain appreciation for what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still doing it. That's what's important. It's not how many times you're doing it or nothing that. You're still doing it. That's it. A failure is not doing it. It don't matter about success. People think a failure is lack thereof success. No, a failure is not doing it no more. It's not their lack thereof success. No, success is weighed on different barometers, man. Success is weighed on different barometers. You could be successful because you got a car and you got 10 bands in the bank. You know what I'm saying? And you chilling with a nice crib, you good, nice apartment, a nice 1-bedroom, you good. You got your car, clean clothes on your back, you got food, you good. You ain't living check to check. That's success to you. To some people, nah, you could be doing better than that. Which you can, but doing better, that may take you out of character. That may like, nah, you know what? I don't want to do all that. I'm good with this right here. You ain't content. You good with it, though. You good with the car you got, good with the money you got in the bank, good with the clothes on your back, you good with the dinners you eating and buying. You good. Of course you could do better. But when better come, it's going to come because that's what your hand called for. That's what you grind and earn the work and put yourself in position to get. Ain't nobody gave it to you, or ain't nobody manipulated you to confuse you to think, yo, I'm saying, yo, dog, now I'm saying everybody else got business. Let me get a Lex. Nah. Everybody else got Jaguars. Let me get an Infinity. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else making $200-300 grand a year. I need to make at least 150. Nah. Because now when you get in that situation, the things that come with that, you might not want it, or you might not like it, or it might not be acceptable, or it might not be feasible, the things they may ask you to do now. And that's why a lot of people, when they get in situations, they end up breaking down, unaliving themselves. They end up becoming a big success with something. It's like, okay, and now people call them out. That's why I don't want to be connected to a certain culture or community, because I might do something that culture, that community deem not right. And they might be right with it not being right. That may be a fact. But what also could be a fact, it's not right for me though, or it may be right for me. So some people may be like, yo, I'm saying, yo, he turned his back on us. But what they think is me turning their back on them may be right for me and my mental health. I may be like, yo, but this worked for me. They may be like, yo, I'm saying, bro, yo, you need to do a lot more live streams. That might not be fitting into my budget, my schedule, my mental health, my timing, nothing no more. So I might have to go this way with it. It might not fit into what I'm doing. But some people think that you got to do what works for them. You got to do what works for you. That's the bottom line. You have to do that. And if it don't work for other people, it ain't intentionally done. You doing what work for you. You know what I'm saying? And they supposed to respect it always because it works for you. If you're doing something that works for them, both of y'all in the wrong situation. Both of y'all, because how you gonna do something that worked for them? You neglecting yourself. And that's why people have problems, because they end up neglecting themselves for others. They be like, nah, you know what? Now I'm gonna do this for my girl, because I don't want to hear her mouth. I'm gonna do this for my man. I don't want to hear his mouth. I'm gonna do this for my moms because she keep complaining. I'm gonna do this for my pops because I don't want it. Nah, you gotta do it for you. And when you do it for you, you're gonna love and you're gonna rejoice what you get from it. And I'm gonna love and rejoice what I get out of doing things for me. If people call me selfish, they was calling me that when I thought I had their best interests at hand. When I was going all out. When people knew I didn't advocate holidays, for instance. And it's like, yo, I still went all out for Christmas. And they know I didn't celebrate it. It was like, damn, I thought you was going to buy your son a PlayStation, but I don't even celebrate Christmas. And you know Christmas, like I know Christmas, don't even really exist. It ain't real. But instead of us focusing on that, we get into an argument. And you know I don't even really advocate Christmas. However, though, I'm respecting the fact that you asked me to do this. You overriding and superseding the fact of that's true. Christmas ain't real. Me and you know that. But you're going to supersede that because you wanted me to do what you want me to do. And I did it. And now I didn't do what you wanted me to do. And we arguing about that. Like, I don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. It's all right. Do this. I had no problem. I don't advocate holidays. I advocate holidays for like 20 some odd years. But I haven't denied family if they're like, you'll come through for Thanksgiving. I ain't telling my family, yo, y'all know Thanksgiving is fake. And why y'all want to link up for Thanksgiving? I would just tell them, look, I'm coming through or I'm not. But I'm not going to give them a lecture about how and what I think or feel about Thanksgiving. I told them I'll advocate holidays. If they question it, I'll tell them, yo, you know, Thanksgiving was created, but I ain't doing none of that. Nah, it's just I'm going to go or I'm not. Simple. Unless I'm asked. That's different. Somebody asks you something, nobody could be upset or emotional about your answer. Somebody say, yo, how you feel about the government? And now you answer, how they go? But if you just come out with it, of course somebody going to place their perspective on it. But otherwise, man, nah, man, like live your life. Be happy and content with what you want to be happy and content with. You know what I'm saying? That's how that go. So shout out to everybody that tapped in, though. My brother Malik back. Realist tapped in. DeMar tapped in. Lady J tapped in. Leonardo tapped in. Hey, I ain't shutting it down, but I just like to give people their acknowledgement. You know, that's important. Who else tapped in? It's about anybody else that's out there in the bushes, because I don't subscribe, I only won't subscribe. Like I said, hit that doorbell so when I do go live, you look through the peephole, you see it's your neighbor, we could chill, we could build, and we could do some things. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we could keep it respectful, and you know, we could keep it peaceful, because that's what we need to do. You know what I mean? That's what we need to do. And that's what's going on, man. Like that's what matters. So yeah, so before I shut it down though, I want to shift gears quickly, and I want to also stress the importance of this. This whole internet thing, it's nothing wrong with detoxing. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with detoxing. It's not a bad thing to detox. It's not a bad thing to leave something alone. It's not. It's not a bad thing to detox. You can fall back for a little bit. You can leave it alone. It'll be here. You may not, but the internet will be here. So give yourself some time at times to detox. That's not only with the internet, it's with anything in life. Give yourself some time to detox and rethink your process and your steps. Do it with certain foods. Do it with certain people. But always give yourself some time to detox. You know what I'm saying? Spend more time with yourself. Spend more time with yourself. Self-love. We need more of that. Self-love. Don't do it because you're upset with people. Don't do it to show and prove something. Prove to yourself that you love yourself, that you're going to care for yourself. Because when you start to do that, you force other people to do so. Force other people to love you. But if you always trying to put the energy on how you're going to love other people, they start to retreat. Because a lot of people don't love themselves. They don't love you either. They just love the fact that you're loving them. They're loving the fact that you're giving them attention. So when you start to love yourself, pay attention to yourself, you'll see a difference. And another thing, people don't appreciate things until they got to pay for it, until they got to spend money for it. I've been on YouTube now like 3-4 years with my platform, giving out free game. Free game. But I learned and I know when I start charging for this game, people will value it more. People appreciate it more. Because now they got to spend some money on it. They got to spend money on it. When you're giving out free gems, free game, people, they ignore you. They ain't sweating it. Because they ain't got to give up nothing for it. And whatever people got to pay for, they value. So that's why I do what I do. Don't just give away your time. Make people earn it. Don't just give away your love. Make people earn it. Don't give away your affection. Make people earn it. Don't give away your conversation. Make people earn it. When people earn things, they value it. When people just get things, they don't value it. That's not a knock on people. And that's another thing. When I say things, I'm not knocking people. I'm just showing the difference when you do things. All I do is evaluate things and ask questions or speak about the differences. But I don't have any issues with anyone. If I have an issue with anything or anyone, it's always myself. But it's not other people. Because people gonna be people. I gotta be me though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have time to knock others. But you gotta put more of an onus on valuing yourself and valuing things that come with you. Your time, your effort, your energy, your conversation, your affection, your love, your compassion. You gotta value that. And when it's not valued, leave it alone. People gonna talk about you regardless. Any relationship you in, you could be in a relationship with your woman or your man for years, and every time your woman or your man birthday come, they know you limited with money, but you go all out to show them you really care about them for their birthday. And you doing little things because you might can't financially do things. You might care about them sneakers or clothes or a new phone or laptop or something like that. But you might be willing to prepare a meal for them. You know what I'm saying? Run a nice bath water for them, something like that. A moderator tapped in. Lions Pride. What's going on with you, sis? Yo, let me tell you something, Lions Pride. That tapped in, yo, you was doing your thing. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate walking with you. I'm not literally with you, but you know what I mean. You know, like, what I mean by that is, and you know I like to give my people their flowers, right? I love the fact that you not only put the good energy out there, but you let people know. Consult with doctors, consult with the health professionals. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You know why I appreciate it? Because it matters. And it matters a little bit more when it comes from the sisters. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when it comes from the brothers, it sounds like we're trying to be a dictator. So when it comes from a sister, I believe they see it come from more of a genuine place. Not saying when it comes from us brothers it don't, but when it comes from the sisters, it appears to be that it's come from a genuine place. So from a brother to a sister, keep doing it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate when you do that. And also too, sis, keep doing what you're doing with the fitness, you know, because something you said and something you say. Yes, people do have to look to inspire themselves and encourage themselves. But sister, you encourage people. You know how it come? I'm gonna tell you something I learned from my experience. You know how you encourage your people? Because you're consistent. You consistent. That's all that matters. You consistent. And that right there is encouragement, your consistency. So I'm telling you, as somebody that tap into what you do on your platform, keep it consistent. And that right there is encouragement. The fact that when you get on your platform, you embrace people and you encourage them. Lady J, I don't know if you met one of the moderators, my sister Lions Pride. I know you enjoy her platform. She walk and talk and she encourage people. Now, majority of her content is shorts, but when she do go live, she walk and talk and she vibe. Like when I say she walk and talk, Lady J, she really walk and talk. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it because she be waiting for us to come on in. She be like, where y'all at? And we come in and she get to going. And she be going. You know what I mean? She walk up the hill. She be like, all right, guys, I'm up the hill. I'm up the hill. And I do this too, Lady J, because I like for my people to understand when I tap in, I'm tapped in. Now, if I ain't tapped in, I ain't gonna front. I ain't tapped in. But when I'm tapped in, I'm all the way in. I ain't gonna have step. So when I tap into anybody platform, even if it's for a video or a live stream or short, I'm gonna be paying full attention so they can understand that I ain't just doing it because they do it with me. Before, like me, I changed my name. Before Lions Pride changed their name, I was tapped in with her. We used to always talk. So, like I told her, I might not always say something, but I'm there. Like I told my brothers earlier, I'm there. And I'm not always going to say something when I tap in with my sister because, like I told my brothers, when you got an army with you and sometimes you go to war, people don't need to know where the landmines at. They don't need to know where the detonators at. But, and however, they need to know when you violate or you disrespect, it's people that's behind the scenes that's going to set them detonators off. That's going to make sure them landmines is in position. And my sister Lion Pride know I'll always be there with her. Might not always say something, but when the wolves come out to attack, she know I'm going to be there because I've been there with her. You know what I'm saying? And that's important. So that's why I don't always say something, but I'll be there. And like I said, when those detonators and those landmines is there and you go to war, sometimes the enemy don't need to know how many soldiers and generals you got with you, but they there. You know what I'm saying? And I told my brothers that. So that's why I'm telling my sister that. And I really appreciate you, Lance, I really do. I know some people don't trust the healthcare profession to find someone you can trust. No, that's true. I'm just saying it like that because I'm thankful that you do that. Like that's important. I'm thankful that you do that because you inspire. Like when you do things on your own community wall, I'm thankful for all the sisters that you inspire. You know what I mean? When you put little things on your community, well, I'm thankful the feedback the sisters be giving you. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. You know, I'm proud also that you came a long way with your platform and you finding ways on a daily basis how to elevate without emulating or mocking. You finding your own niche. You know what I'm saying? And before you even changed your name, you said you was gonna find your own, and I'm proud of that. That I seen your growth and your elevation. I literally seen that. And it's hard to do that on YouTube. And that's the only thing that I'm on is YouTube. And I seen that. And a lot of people that I'm subscribed to, that's why I'm still subscribed to them, because they found their own way and they consistent. And I'm honored and I'm humbled to say that they found their own niche. And you definitely one of the few that have done that. You know what I mean? So I'm humbled. I'm humbled. And I appreciate you and I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? I really am proud of you, Lions Pride. Real talk. But yeah, I wanted to tell you that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to tell you that. Like, that's important. Nah, no, she didn't. People's Digest, what's going on? I gotta thank you for tapping in. I gotta get into your video. I seen you made a move. See, I like when you on the move with it. So I want to, you do what Lions Pride do. You just in a whole nother country with it. So I got to tap in and see where you went and where you was at. And I'm definitely gonna go on that adventure with you. I got you. It popped up, but I came back because I was out and about today. And then when I got settled, I got on my live. But I'm definitely gonna get into it. So if you don't see my comment tonight, you probably see it tomorrow. But I'm definitely going on that journey with you, People Digest. You know what I mean? Because I want to see where you went and where you was at. So I'm definitely going to do that. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. Nah, you know what it is though? People's Digest, like I tell one of the moderators, well, two of them in here right now, but one of them in particular, because she been with me and she been having her arms around me, and the other moderator, Lions Pride, she been with me from the beginning as well. It's like I've been through so much, and I just want to build a platform like this where I could have. I was building with my brothers earlier. Now I get to build with my sisters. You know what I mean? And what you don't really see that much because you tap in on my pre-recordeds, Lions Pride and Carla, those two, because they got wrenches and they tapped in right now. They don't always agree with me on what I speak about, but we still able to communicate. Vice versa. Carla don't have a platform. Lions Pride do, but even though I might not always agree with her, that don't matter. I got her back. That's what's relevant. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to let the wolves come out and attack her like that. I'm going to be there with her. I'm going to ride with her. So even though I might not always say something on video, same thing with you, People's Digest, you don't really go live. My point is, though, even though I might not always say something, when you start to go live or when you do your videos, I'm not going to let people just attack you. I got you. And that's what we need to work on more. Not letting others attack others. Stand our ground. And not defend others like it's a violent thing. Just defend others so others can understand this is what it look like when you build a strong net community. That's what I'm talking about. Not because we want to be violent or we want to hurt people. It's just we building a strong net community. So therefore now people understand, yo, if I want to attack them, I got to be ready. And ain't no need, because you know what? They all pushing out good energy. I'm just a little frustrated. And I believe if I really talk to them and I communicate, they'll talk to me. Because that's all it really be. People just be left out. They're looking for attention, or they frustrated because you're not giving them the attention they looking for. That's all. That's all it be majority of the times. It don't really be nothing too out of whack. It just be they looking for attention and they want you to show them love. Yeah, of course. Of course. Always. Always. Why you think when you do what you do, I say what I'm saying, but I also show you that I'm paying attention. That's why I do it with Lion's Pride. Like I show her that I be paying attention. And I don't always catch her lives. I'll sit through the replay sometime. You know what I'm saying? And when I sit through the replay, I just be walking with her and just listen to her talk. That's all. I just be listening to her talk. Because I just be wanting to hear peaceful, productive, positive. Because she never don't be talking nothing peaceful. She never don't be talking nothing foolish. So when she be doing her walking and talking, same thing with you. I subscribe to people's platform for different reasons. Lion's Pride, I've been subscribed to her, but now I'm more in tune with her because she found her niche for what she do. She walk and talk. You, I subscribe to you because you keep it a natural. Like I appreciate the natural thing you do. So I could, like I said, I told one of my daughters about you. Look, subscribe to her. She be doing natural remedies with hair. And my daughter like, yeah, Dad, I did it. You right. She be showing me things I ain't even know I could do with my own hair. I'm be like, yeah, subscribe to her. She gonna show you how to get right with your own hair. So that's why I subscribe to you, because you got the natural thing going on. I rock with Lion's Pride because she found her niche. She be doing the walking and the talking. And she always giving the sisters what they need. Like, yo, look, you holler at your healthcare provider. Like, yeah, it's cool if y'all come to me for encouragement, but try to stay encouraged on your own. It's cool that y'all tap in with me, but sometimes you need to break off the app. Like, she always saying something productive and positive. And like I said, though, she found her niche. So I'm proud of her for that I seen her growth. And her growth wasn't based around drama, headaches, bringing people down, discrediting people. She built it off her own pain. She built it off her own knowledge. She built it off her own grind. So I'm proud of my sister Lion Pride for that. Just like I'm proud of you for building your platform off being natural. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for you for that. And I'm thankful for your time today. It's good, bro. I'm saying it's not though, Lion's Pride. Nope, I ain't letting you do that. No, it's about you too. You my sister. Nah, I'll be with you. You be walking. Nope. And sometimes we be walking. Sometimes you don't even always just do the positive things. Sometimes we could just build about other situations. And not only that, I appreciate how you diverse with what you do. Like, you'll build with some of the other people that tap in, and then I'll leave a comment, and then you'll get back to me maybe 15 minutes after the fact. And I'll be like, Lion's Pride, I'm still here. I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Unless I got something to do, I'll be like, Lion's Pride, have a good one. Stay blessed. That's how you know I got to check out. But sometimes I just be there chilling because I work out. I exercise. So I know how peaceful and calming it is. So sometimes if I ain't really got nothing going on, I just, like to see you walk and, you taking your steps and your breath. I don't know. You got a tracker, Lion's Pride? You got a tracker, like you be tracking your steps and all that? Because if you taking all these steps, I know you got to be keeping tracks of your, track of them steps. What you getting in a day, like 15,000? I know you doing more than 10 because you be getting it in. So I know you probably doing like 15,000 steps. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, I know you be getting it in. So, but yeah, People Digest, if you don't know, Lion's Pride, subscribe to her. Lion's Pride, same thing. People Digest what I'm gonna do for you, People Digest, I'm gonna leave a link for your page in the chat. So if Carla or Lodge Pride want to subscribe to you, they can. And Lodge Pride, you can leave your info in there. Same thing for I left Lady J's in there already. All you gotta do is go back up, Lions Pride. But I'm gonna leave People Digest in there. Lions Pride, you can leave your links or whatever you want in the chat. You good. I'm gonna leave People Digest. I'm gonna leave one of her videos in the chat so y'all can subscribe to her platform. Yeah, Lady J, like I said, if you haven't subscribed to Lions Pride, she be walking and talking. And like I said, majority of her content though is shorts. So and the same thing for you, Lions Pride. Lady J, she be doing cooking, gardening. She spent a lot of time with her grandson. And Lady J, I left People Digest link in there. She be doing a lot of natural hair remedies, like a lot. I mean, also I be appreciating she be doing the tours where she from overseas, but I'm saying majority of her content is on natural hair remedies. So that's what People Digest do, and that's what Lion Pride do, and that's what Lady J do. So if you sisters want to get each other's information, you can, like I said. Matter of fact, Lions Pride, I'm gonna do it for you. You ain't even gotta do it. I got you. I'm gonna leave Lions Pride in there too, so y'all can subscribe to my sister. I'm gonna leave one of her videos in there, Lions Pride, so y'all can go catch up to my sister. Make sure y'all put the notification on, so when she go live, y'all can walk with her. Nah, you good, Lions Pride. It's nothing. It's not you, my sister. I got you. It's somebody I subscribe to, Lions Pride. I forgot her name. She be cooking too. The last time I was on your live, I gotta make sure that I put the notification on. I'm gonna check her out. She be doing a lot of cooking. I forgot her name. But the last time I was in your live, I subscribed to her. Nah, it's all good. Honestly, I know you didn't ask me nothing, Lions Pride. I'm just doing it because these some good sisters, and you got nothing but love this year. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to put that good energy out there. And every time you interact with me, you do nothing but do the same thing back. You reciprocate nothing but sincere, modest love. So that's why I'm reciprocating it back. Like that's the least I could do, definitely with you. You know what I mean? And definitely, even though the other Mar don't got a channel, Carla know how she do it. So that's the least I could do. And People Digest, she stays showing me love. Lady J, she pull up when she can. You said, please, I'm good. It's about the way I like to move. Just support. Okay, no problem. No problem at all. No problem at all. Lions Pride, I just want to give you your flowers and support you the best way that I can and the way that I know how. And I appreciate your sincerity and your modesty. Honestly, I sincerely do. And like I said, I just wanted to give you, your flowers based around as of lately, what you've been doing. You know what I mean? Just to show you that the support is real and it's coming from a sincere place, because that's important. Yeah, now what I was doing today, don't Lions Pride Shame was about me. I just was really building with, those who show love and those who's pulling up. And I just wanted everybody to, like what it says in the title, and I'm going to change it, but I just want everybody to be aware of their surroundings and people that they build with, you know what I mean? To make sure that they really build it with people who know how to separate them from what they do. Like, what you do is not who you are. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't know how to separate that. Some people just put everything together. You know what I mean? So what people do is not who they are. You know what I mean? Like, you could be one way with other people and another way with other people. So some people don't know how to separate that. You know what I mean? So that's what I really was building about before you tapped in earlier. Like, some people don't know how to separate that. Like, they put everything in one box. You know what I mean? They think if somebody has a bad attitude, they just got a bad attitude with everybody or in every situation. Or if they think if somebody, arguing, that's all they do is argue. Or if somebody, get in a heated discussion, like that's all they do is get in heated discussions. Like, nah. And just because somebody shows somebody else love, they might not show somebody else love. Like, separate things. Like, I that's something that I was building about today because I had to learn that. Like, people go through things and don't know how to separate things. Like, everything is in one box. You know what I mean? So that's what this stream was about today. Separating. Everybody ain't going to deal with everybody the same way. You know what I mean? Like, people got to learn how to separate things and separate. Everybody ain't going to deal with everybody and everything the same way. You know what I mean? Like I said, some people could do one thing and be great in that area, and they got to work on other areas. Some people could be great with punctuality, but they got to get better with communication. You said, I got you. I respect it. Yeah, you have to understand I'm moving a certain way because I distance myself from certain people already. Okay. And if I overwhelmed you with that, you know me, sis, I apologize because I'm a man about it. Thank you for elaborating on that. And again, I didn't do it out of intent to take you out of your comfort zone, but I get it. I understand. And moving forward, I get it, and that won't happen again. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm humbled because you let me know. That's why I keep saying I'm good. Nope. And I get it totally. And that's why I apologize. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to overwhelm you with that. And just because me and you have a relationship, that don't mean you and others may have a relationship. I get it. I got it. Honestly, I just was doing that because you reciprocate the love when I pull up on your platform with other people that I don't know that's on your platform. So I just want to reciprocate it. But I get it, though. I got it. Like I said, I apologize. I didn't intend to overwhelm you with any of that. You know what I mean? And if I offended you in any way, totally apologize. It won't happen again. But yeah, so what I was doing, though, Lions Pride, I just was speaking about how I learned how to separate things. Like, I don't put everything in one box with a person. You know what I mean? What somebody do is not necessarily who they are. You know what I mean? That's what this live stream is about today. Just because somebody is a teacher, that don't mean when they not teaching in the school, when they home now, they want to be focused on teaching. Just because somebody's a deacon or a reverend or a pastor don't mean they want to be speaking about the Bible when they're not at the pulpit. You know what I mean? Just because somebody's an athlete don't mean they want to be focused on, playing basketball or tennis or bowling or football or whatever when they're not doing their profession. You know what I mean? I had to learn to separate that. Same thing with any other field. Just because somebody's a politician don't mean when they not doing that, don't mean they focus on that. So, but some people have the mentality like that. Like, okay, well, this person is a basketball player. They maybe only want to be talking about basketball. I mean, after they're not playing ball, they might not want to talk about basketball because when they play basketball, definitely if they're a professional athlete, they're in the NBA, They talk with their teammates. They talk with their coaches. They talk with the coaching staff. They talk with trainers. They talk with the media about basketball. Now, when they're not playing basketball and I see them or somebody else see them, they may not want to talk about basketball. I understand that's what they do, but that ain't what it is. That ain't what they represent. That's just what they do. But some people think because that's what they do, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is a trainer. Okay, when they're not training, that don't mean they probably want to talk about fitness. You know what I mean? They probably just want to do something else. So that's what the stream was about today. And that's something that I had to learn. That just because somebody do something, they might not want to be focused on that and talk about that. You know what I mean? And just because you have a certain interaction, not you per se, but just because somebody have a certain interaction with somebody, that don't mean that they a bad person or a good person. Just because, you know, I disagree with something or someone, that don't mean that I don't rock with them and I don't love them. I just disagree with something. And nobody should have to always agree with me, just like I shouldn't have to always agree with somebody. That's what make them, because they don't always agree with me, or I don't always agree with them. That don't mean that they resent me or they hate me or they dislike me or I'm a bad person or any of that. They don't have to agree. I'm thankful a lot of times when people don't always agree with me. That proves to me, that shows me that they have their own mind. They have their own perspective. You know what I mean? I'm humble. That's gratifying. Like, okay, they don't agree with me on that. All right, excellent. Vice versa. Still love them though. I'm still going to support them the way that I know how best. But that don't mean that I'm mad at them or hating on them. And like, now that energy is like, I separate myself from that energy. I ain't on that. I'm not here to judge anything or anyone. I look at me. I blame me for things. It's nobody's fault that things are the way they are in my life. I could fix my life. I could better my life. You know what I mean? I don't want what other people have either. That's another thing I was speaking about. Like, you know, being aware of that. Like, let people enjoy their moment. Let people have what they have. Let people bask in their glory. You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot of people's trials and tribulations and what they have been through. So a lot of times, some people just want to bask in their success or their glory. And another thing I was building upon earlier was that success can only be measured by what that person believes is success. So I don't look at somebody as less than or more than. Success to them could just be they making it. You know what I'm saying? Success don't got to be millions of dollars in the bank, a mansion and 4-5 cars and huge family. Success could be some people, they got a good job, they got a vehicle, they could eat when they want to eat, and they could pay their bills. They humble, they thankful. That could be success. You know what I'm saying? And a failure is not somebody because somebody else saying them not being where they think they should be. It's like if you just give up and quit. Don't give up and quit. Keep going. You know what I mean? Just keep going. Keep at it. That's all. And that's majority of what I was building upon. You know what I mean? Just wanting to see people congratulate themselves, thank themselves, and bask in their glory. And majority of people like yourself that was pulling up, that's what I was doing. And letting them know also that I was and I'd be paying attention. Because, you know, at times people could get distracted. So I'm just letting them know, like I was letting you know, I'll be paying attention. That's all. And that's relevant for me. You're doing great. Just let you know that this great debate. This yeah, I appreciate it. You know, I'm thankful. Like I always said, one person learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm humble. And I also was building upon this. People Digest, Lounge Pride, whoever else out there, was that I'm not here to be liked or loved. Whoever disliked me, I'm not mad at that. Whoever liked me, I appreciate it. But I'm not here for none of that. I'm here to bring enlightenment, bring education, and bring information. And whoever could be encouraged and motivated by some of the things that I say and bring is gratifying. If not. But whoever like it, I'm humble. Whoever don't, peace and power to them. But I'm not here for that. Like, I'm not here for validation. I gotta like me. I gotta validate me. Now, people who do like some of the things I say and like my videos, that's a blessing, but they don't have to. That's why I always say on majority of my videos, whoever don't like something or whoever feels some type of way or emotional, don't recommend, not interested, unsubscribe, because I'm not here to go back and forth or trigger anybody. I'm not here for that. Some of my videos, sometimes I get intense or I speak with compassion. What the moderator said, we all can learn different things. Facts. Saying I do that sometimes, guys, because, or ladies and gentlemen, due to the fact that I have so many different people tapping in. Like, I was live a couple times, and it was a young, I think she's like a teenager. Her name is Winnie. And she said, I'll be in the background listening, and she'll say something sometimes. She said she was a subscriber for a minute, never said nothing. I was talking about like peer pressure and don't let people pressure you. And she was like, I was listening for a while. Thank you for that. I'm going to go to school and not be under pressure. You don't know how much you helped me. And I didn't even know she was out there. She like, I've been subscribed. I'll be listening. I just don't really be saying much because I'm kind of timid. And I thanked her for that. I had no clue. I had no idea. She tapped in and told me that. So I'm saying I don't know who be listening. That's why, like I said, I don't be cursing and I don't be gossiping because I don't know who's listening. And outside of that, I don't know who may be willing to share video. Like, I don't know nobody's intention when it comes to what I do. So I just try to keep the energy consistent. But sometimes I do get intense. Or sometimes I do get compassionate, because when I get compassionate, I got people that like that. Like, I got people that know me before I got on the internet. They're like, yo, I subscribe to your podcast. Y'all like that intense video you did. I respect that. I seen the compassion. Yo, I needed that. Good looking out. I'm going to watch that when I'm working out. I'm going to watch that when I need some motivation. Good looking. So that's why some videos, it may seem like I'm hyped up. Nah, that's my intense. That's my intensity. That's my compassion. Because I know some people do that. Some people like that. And they watch those videos. And in some videos, I'm extremely calm. Some people like that. In some videos, I come up here and I'll do my quotes. Some people like that. And then I got today, where I'm just building everybody. And this is what I appreciate, just being able to build. I got a moderator or two that can tap in, just able to build. And what I also appreciate that's highly important, I really appreciate the fact of this, that people are comfortable speaking to me the way they would speak to anybody and every day. I really appreciate that. Because that shows me that I'm doing something that people trust and believe in me, that they could do that. They could tell me something and they know I'm not going to jump the gun, or it's not going to turn into something it shouldn't turn into. God is my witness on that. And I'm going to lift up my glasses when I say that. God is my witness. That's humbling. That's humbling. Because if somebody is that comfortable where they could tell me something and they know it's not going to go where it shouldn't go, that's gratifying. That's why I do what I do. For that. Because I was taught years ago, if somebody don't believe in you or they don't believe in what you're saying and doing, they ain't going to be upfront with you. So that's gratifying for me. That people could be upfront with me like that and tell me that they know I'm going to be humble. I'm going to either be like, thank you, God bless you, I appreciate it, or I apologize. I'd be like, my bad, it wasn't even intended like that. That wasn't my intention. So for me, it's humbling. These live streams, and this the reason why I got my platform for days like today. Days like today is why I'd go live I do lives and I have my platform for situations like this. This is what I use this space for this, to do this, to build with people, to reach out to people. And when people able to connect with me and share things with me, I appreciate that. I really do. Because they don't have to. They don't have to share stories with me. Thankful they do. And I'm thankful when they share a story with me, I can share a story back. So now we can connect. And that's what we need to do. Not everybody, I'm just saying, on my platform, connect. Right. I'm just saying, call it that. I'm humbled that yourself and others or others could tell me something and they know it's not going to go left or it's not going to get negative or it's not going to get disrespectful. That, for me, I'm saying, I really, truly, sincerely appreciate that. Because I learned years ago from like my grandparents told me, if somebody feels some way or they feel awkward, they're not going to be upfront and honest with you. So I'm thankful that people could do that with me. That's gratifying for me. Because they, from my perspective, I could be dead wrong when I say, but from my perspective, they know, nah, he ain't like that. He ain't going to say nothing. And it's not that I'm weak or not like that. I'm just a compassionate person. And that's how I take that. Like, nah, I'm out of compassion for. Like, all right, you know what? I'm going to pay attention to that. I'm going to look into that. That's all. So that's humbling for me. It's gratifying for me. Because like I said, sometimes I have live streams where people don't pull up. And I still do my live streams. And I have live streams like today where the interactions was beautiful. So I take everything with a grain of salt and I take everything as it comes. You know? And another thing that's gratifying, people give me time. Like, that's more valuable than money. Time. People give me that. People give me 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. That's humbling. Somebody be like, nah, they'll sit with me for a half hour, or they'll tap in and then leave out. And then, oh, he's still alive and come back. So that's gratifying. So that's another reason why I'm humble like that. That's another reason I look to give people their flowers like that. Because a lot of times when I do scroll the internet, I scroll YouTube, I just be hearing how disrespectful some people get. So how reckless some people be. You know what I mean? And I'm not judging them or mad at them. I'm just being honest. Like, I'll be like, wow, okay. I'm glad I don't be on it like that. I don't have that type of energy. Because I get it. I see it. So for everybody who was nice enough to tap in, I really appreciate you guys' time. Let me go to the top of the list with it. Melik, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Both moderators, thank you. Carla, Lions Pride, thank you. Leo, thank you, bro. Melik, again, thank you. Realist, People's Digest, Lady J. And last but not least, again, if my content or my videos trigger you, bother you, that's not my intention. However, to save us both unnecessary problem and action, a headache, don't recommend, not interested, unsubscribe. And continue to stay blessed, continue to be blessed, and continue to stay peaceful. Because that's what I'm going to do. So to everybody who tapped in, thank you. And again, everybody time, energy, effort, I really appreciate it. What you saying? Let me see. You said you do help us, and I like the intensity. You look at both sides of the discussion and make it sense. That's why I connect with you for so long. Well, let me tell you something right now, people digest. Right now, from a motivation perspective, that's one of the greatest quotes somebody has ever told me in my life. You know what I mean? Like one of the greatest quotes, like, you know, like you, one of the reasons why I keep going with the motivation. Lady J is another reason why I keep going with the motivation. You know, and I'm also understanding this before I go, guys, that even though I'm not here to make everybody happy, I'm here to communicate with everybody. I ain't got to make everybody happy because that's impossible. But I'm here to communicate with everybody. And nothing from my perspective is personal because this is based off business as well. And when you're doing business, you can't take nothing personal. So that's how I look at when I interact with others as business. When you take things personal, you can't do business. Nah, I'm definitely going to stay blessed, Lady J. Like I said, I'm humble and gratifying. I'm thankful you back. And you do it. And for you, people digest you on a whole different time zone. So for you to do this, for me, this is the ultimate blessing. Like I said, I'm definitely going to check in on your see where you went, and see what you're going to share and see what you're going to show. You know, I got to do I got to see the travel with me. That one. That was the last one you did 7 hours ago. So I'm going to tap in with that. Like I said, if I don't do it tonight, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You're definitely going to see my comment. I'm going to tap in and let you know what's going on, where you went. I'm going to look at all the places. And Lady J, let me see what you got for me. Yeah, so I'm going to check in with your scenery video, Lady J. I'm going to tap in with that. And as for the mods, like I said, one's still here. I just really appreciate it because before I got to where I am with these lives, she gave me a lot of behind the scenes, even though it was actually on YouTube, but she gave me a lot of behind the scenes information and helped me a lot, which is my moderator that's in the chat right now. Have a blessed night and thank you for. Oh yeah, nah, I got you. Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you got to get some rest. But nah, I got you. I'm gonna tap in, and like I said, because I mean, I love to do that. I'm an adventurous person. You know what I mean? So for you to take me on an adventure, that's what I do. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna reveal my zodiac, but that's what I do. I like to be on the move. I like to travel. So you definitely gonna have me traveling. And like I said, keep the natural thing going on because one of my daughters has subscribed and now she's not gonna comment, but she definitely be watching the shorts all the time. And I know because when I see her, she be like, Dad, I'm watching your homegirl. She watched the aloe vera one a lot when you first did that. And the other one you did, I think you used like vinegar, apple cider vinegar and something else. And you made something like she used that. So she definitely was using a lot of the remedies, you know. So keep them coming. And I know she gonna watch them and do what she do. And like I said, Lady J, I got you. I'm looking to it. And as for DeMar that's there, I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do. It's priceless. It's needed. Things won't be the same without you. And things are always better with you. So thanks for your time because you got a lot of things you do. And for everybody that don't know, when you guys are not here the way you are right now and today, she'll build with me. So I appreciate it. All right. So to everybody out there, assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace and power. Remember, stay blessed. Love yourself first and foremost, then you can love others. Keep your head up, stay positive, stay productive. Till next time. Peace, world.